Is there anybody listening? Is there anyone that sees what's going on? Read between the lines, criticize the words they're selling. Think for yourself and feel the...
Find it hard to shed a tear. Brought it on yourself, my dear. And wrong as I may be, don't leave the light on for me, 'cause I ain't coming home. It hurts me, babe, to be alone. Yeah, hurts me, baby. 100 years will never ease. There are things that I won't believe when I start my own two eyes. All the pain and the love I can't hide, and this pain starts in my heart. Well, this love tears me apart. You won't find me bent down on my knees. Oh, baby, I ain't bending over backward, baby. Let me please. Oh, yeah. 'Cause I'm seeing things for the first time. I'm seeing things for the first time. Yeah, I'm seeing things for the first time in my life. In my life. Yeah. And I used to be one of the days that never came. And sorry don't mean nothing to me. No, you know I'm gone, and that's the way it must be. So please, I've done my time loving you back. Such a crowd. You won't find me bent down on my knees. No, no, you won't. No, no, baby, baby, baby. You won't find me bending over backward, baby. If you please. We don't need no speech
This is
control.
pure anti-Semitism.
Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism, period, full stop.
No Zionistic, fascist, racists. Israel, leave them kids alone. Hey! Israel, quit killing kids with drones! All in all, just a different Nazi that's gone. The others hold on. Home is just a memory. Staring down a sided barrel. What else did they expect from me to choose? Hey, Israel, I've got nothing left to lose. Yeah. All in all, you're just another Nazi, that's all.
Zionism is poison for everybody, including the Jews.
Vote for me, because I'm not fucking 95 years old, and I still remember where I parked my truck a few hours ago. Because I'm running for shit. Vote for me, and I'll make it a law that if you talk shit on the internet, you have to fist fight in real life. Because I'm running for shit. Vote for me, and I'll make everybody that's in the fucking Senate and Congress work in fast food for the next 8 fucking years. Because I'm running for shit. Vote for me, and if we got a problem with another country, I'll catch a fair one with their leader, and it'll be fucking done with. No more wars. Because I'm running for shit. This message is approved by Captain Motherfucking Isosceles. Bitch.
Is there anybody listening? Is there anyone that sees what's going on?
Good morning and welcome back to the Trailer Park. I am Chanda-Masta and this is your Hello Monday. Apologies, Rumble. You guys, I'm so sorry if you're hanging out at Rumble or if you were hanging out at Rumble. The Rumble's been acting really crazy the last week. Like, Oz and I have had trouble getting into it, but honestly, it wasn't Rumble's fault. I forgot to put the keys into the restream last night, so my bad. I will upload it after the show, but if you normally watch on Rumble, I'm really sorry. I did put a note in the chat over there that you could head over to YouTube or to Rokfin to watch. You know, I'm not too sad about us not running on Rumble. Here's the thing. We're going to talk about Rumble. And they're very problematic. First of all, they hate any real media, any truth-telling independent media. But they seem to be all we're going to have left to rely on once YouTube takes the total truth off of YouTube. I mean, Fee has completely lost her channel this week. So, yeah, we got lots to talk about. Good morning, chat. What's up? Let me see if I can get the chat in here. Ah, there it is. You know, we're running on both Beauty and the Boomer and Trailer Park Pundit now. We used to only run on Trailer Park Pundit, but yeah. I figure why not get both channels hit at the same time if we're going to do it big. So we're going to try to do it big today. And when I mean big, we got a huge show. I think I got up this morning about 4 and I had a 75 slide deck. Well, it's up to 95 now. So Oz and I were busy this morning getting you guys updates. We got lots of things to talk about. We're going to recover the debates because there's still more to talk about. All of the Democratic pundits losing their shit because they just realized Biden has dementia. What? 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 That's kind of crazy. What else do we got to talk about? Spain joins the ICC for calling Israel out. That's good. That just broke, actually. Let's see, a couple of other breaking things that didn't make it on the deck are the Supreme Court saying that, when you're president, you can do illegal shit and nobody can prosecute you. But you have to be acting as president when you do it, or they can still charge you. So I don't know what that means for Trump in the future. But of course, Trump's Supreme Court would come back with that ruling, right? What else? There was a couple other things that broke this morning. I'm trying to remember. Well, I'll think about them. Good morning, Kate. Good to see you. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Popeye. Vic's hanging out. Mastermind's here. Hey, Steve Wolfbrand's here along with Mouse SF. And did I get Natalie? How's it going this morning? Who else do we got in here? I got Steve. I can't, because of the restream, put your guys' names like next to it. You guys know I'm blind. Maybe I should put my glasses on. Let's see. Steve's over there. Oz is hanging over at the land of Oz. Hawk 2 girl, you're here. Aw, thank you. You guys like that cover card? Yeah, I'm going to spit on it. I figure we get a little 4th of July in here at the trailer park, right? It's a trailer park 4th of July, which you know what that means. Hot dogs and fireworks, because that's what it's about in America. Hey, Grape and Tyne, good to see you this morning. Hello. I feel so bad I didn't get the Rokfin up. I very rarely forget. I have about 20 steps to get a show up, and I just forgot one step last night. My bad. Let me get the Rokfin up here. I think the Rokfin's still going. Hi, Anna Maris. What's up? Did you guys see the compilation? And I know you saw the Jesse Jet compilation that INN dropped. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Kate's hanging out over there with Fred Edwards. Hi, Fred. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy July 1st. It's actually summer. Well, it's supposed to be. It's not summer where I live. It's like 52 degrees and been raining all week. But I get to watch the rest of the world melt down and lose their shit every summer. So that's always amusing. That was funny. That little clip of that intro. Vote for me because I remember where I parked my truck. Yeah, right. Biden and Trump wouldn't remember that shit. And Work Week Normies, Charlie ZXI is the one who made the Pink Floyd. They're just Nazis after all. I love that. That is great. And then, of course, we opened with a little bit of Black Crows, seeing things, right? Seeing things. I got a great closer, some Devo. We're going to go out with some Devo today. So we're going to be whooping it up in the trailer park. Desert Mantis, good day. Welcome. Everybody is piling in. We'll get this show started. We got lots to talk about. Lots. Let's see. Which mouse am I using? If this one's actually going to work. Fair use for whatever it's worth. We're on YouTube for however long. We don't know. Actually, we're kind of shocked we're still here. And I think the reason behind the fact that we're still here is that nobody watches us. Would be my guess. I mean, y'all watch us, but other than y'all, nobody sees our stuff. So do me a favor, hit that like button and share for me. Sharing is the only way that these shows get out. And I was listening to AM Wake Up this morning, and Steve made a really good point about there's a small handful of you, and I see you, and everybody. Dingo, you found me. Dingo, I'm sorry I didn't get the Rokfin going. Dingo always watches on the Rumble. Dingo always watches. But there's a small handful of you that keep all of us going. Like, we see you, Gregory Walker, and, we know who they are. You guys are in the chats every day. You donate the $5. You donate $10. You're our Patreons for $10, $20. That is why these shows get made, because we don't get no corporate money. We ain't no big time Jimmy Dore over here, right? We don't have contracts and we don't have advertisers. We just go off the kindness of your donations. So we appreciate you more than we can say. And let's not put a little stress on everybody. Let's just everybody give a little bit, right? I think that's how it works better. So if you want to help me out, there is the Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. You guys know PayPal goes to me the fastest. All of these sites are different, right? All the pay sites are different. Some will hold on to your money for a week. Some will hold on to it for a month. Some will hold on to it for 2 months, like YouTube. Yeah. Or you could buy me a coffee because, I unfriended the perfect people yesterday. And now I'm just good morning to the train wrecks. And do you need coffee? I'm doing something I never do this morning. I'm doing a Monster energy drink because I woke up with no coffee in the house this morning because I got to go grocery shopping and I need that caffeine, right? Just a little caffeine because I'm one of those people, too much caffeine and I am awake and geetered out of my mind for 24 hours. So I probably won't finish this full Monster, and I don't do Monster very often. Just to give you guys a quick update, welcome David Post. Welcome. I need to throw you a wrench, it looks like. Everybody who is a friend to the trailer park gets a wrench around here, so there you are. Wrench for you. Welcome. Hopefully you'll come back. Just a quick update on my mother-in-law. You know, my mother-in-law lives with me. She has for 9 years. And the last 6 months, just crazy things started happening. And she's been diagnosed with dementia. And it's getting to a point where we can no longer handle it at home. We need professional help. And it's not an easy system to navigate. None of this is, you know, Medicare. Biden beat Medicare, remember? Yeah, he beat it. And so we're asking for help. We did find her a place. We are getting assistance from the government to help get her into a place, but they make her pay the move-in fee. So I'm trying to raise money to help get her moved into a nice, secure, safe facility where we know she's safe and we don't have to be up all night. So you guys, thank you so much. Everybody who's donated, thank you so much. We managed to get her medication this month, and that was such a big deal. And thank you. So hopefully I'll have a resolution in the next 30 days to this situation, if everything goes right. Okay, let's get this show started. Israel war on Gaza live. Israel forces intensify their attacks. Kills at least 40. You know, Oz and I were talking about this in the green room, I think yesterday or the day before. Like, every day you think, how could it get any worse? How could it possibly get any worse, you know? There is, 2.3 million people who have been dislocated and are on the move and being killed and being shuffled. I love that Chris Hedges clip that we brought on Saturday. It was a woman reading a Chris Hedges letter. And Chris just describes it as pack your shit up and run here. Nope, you can't stay here. We're going to bomb you here. No, run here until we kill you, basically, is what they're doing. They're rats trapped in a cage, intense, having bombs dropped on them. You know, that's what we're witnessing. And we're told by the evil empire that it's a good thing. But we know better. All you got to do is follow your heart to know it's not a good thing. This is the beach in Gaza. Check this out. Let me get the other bed up here. That's insane. Look at the amount of people. Oh my gosh. Those are people without food. Those are people without water. Those are people without medicine because they bombed every fucking hospital in Gaza. And, yeah, just force them out on the beach. Where are they going? You know, they don't know where they're going. They're told you have to go to Egypt, but Egypt won't take them. I can't believe we are this many months into this and the supposed humanitarians of the world aren't fucking doing a goddamn thing about this, right? Oh yeah, we're gonna take it to the Hague. Okay. How's that gonna work out for you? International Criminal Court ICC decision on Netanyahu's arrest may be delayed by the UK. Britain to make legal arguments over the what is that? Come on, get out of the way. The justification in case of alleged war crimes by Israel's PM. Well, I just heard this morning that that Spain has signed on to this. So, come on. Somebody grow some fucking balls and stand up to these motherfuckers. Like, where is the decent people in the world? That's what I want to know. Raise your hand if you're sick of this shit. I am so sick of every single day I sit down and log into social media. All I see is blown up bits of babies. I mean, how much can you take before you realize your babies are next? That's what I see. You know, if they'll do it to their babies, they'll do it to your babies. It's only a matter of time. Hey, Copeland Morris, what's up? Good morning. Make sure I got that. Yeah, I got that. Snorky's here. Two bunnies. What's up, two bunnies? Good to see ya. Did I get Grapentine? I think I got Grapentine. Yeah, the UK is who did this. I know, right? The fucking UK. Of course they're going to hold it up, just like they held up Julian Assange. Think about it. They did the dirty work for the U.S. for the last 5 fucking years to put Assange into Belmarsh with bullshit chumped up charges and then force him to plead guilty to, to doing journalism and, pretty much making it illegal for everyday citizens to tell the truth when they come across it. That's what I see happening. That happened under the Assange case. But of course, the UK doing the bidding work of the evil empire. Hartman, I don't know what you're shocked about. Hartman's always shocked about something, right? Kate, have you watched Hartman lately? How's he been? How's he been after the after the debate? Is he justifying that Biden's okay? I can't stomach watching Hartman, but I would assume that's what he's doing, right? Or he's beating the drum for Hillary Clinton to come replace him would be my guess, because that would totally be a Hartman move. This is a Chris Hedges, and Tom Hartman, I think you should listen up.
Is the collapse of the U.S. empire a prerequisite for Israel to stop its genocide? Would Israel's economy have enough resources and time to build up a local arms industry in such a case? The collapse of the U.S. empire will have a significant, very dramatic effect on Israel, because the collapse of the U.S. empire means the collapse of the U.S. dollar. The day the dollar is no longer the world's reserve currency, that will be catastrophic for the American empire, because we won't be able to fund it, people won't buy our debt, and it will be catastrophic for Israel. Would Israel's economy have enough resources? I can't answer that question, except that right now the Israeli military is completely interdependent on the U.S. arms industry, and without the U.S. arms industry, we would not be able to continue to prosecute this genocide.
Yes, 100%. If you haven't signed up for Chris Hedges' emails, his email list, definitely do. And Matt Taibbi. They drop some really interesting articles from time to time. Global Solidarity 17, welcome to the chat. If you give me a second, I will throw a wrench at you. And Grapentine, hey, it's always good to get called out multiple times, right? A couple times a day is always good. Anyways, Tom, why are you always so shocked at the truth? I wish we could shake the truth into Tom, but, he's one of those professional managerial class gatekeeping shitlibs who doesn't understand how bad the economy is, because he's living just fine, just like all of them are, right? And that is why we have basically 2 Americas. Those who scrape to get by every fucking day, like a lot of us do, and those who are oblivious to what is actually going on. Even when they're stepping over tents and homeless people, they go, oh, no, it's not the economy. The economy is great, right? That's what the White House tells us. That's what the Biden administration's all about. Janet Yellen and, oh, my God, we got plenty of Nancy Pelosi clips on the deck. She's going to get the fuck off pie for today when we get there. But, yeah, they just want it's all in your head. This inflation, it's not bad at all, right? Just a shout out to Aaron Bushnell. Today would have been his birthday. Did you guys know that? So just a reminder, this was his last Facebook post. It says, many of us like to ask questions. What would you do if I was alive during slavery or the Jim Crow South or apartheid? What would I do if my country was committing genocide? The answer is you're doing it right now. Yeah, you're doing it right now. Let's see what this meme says. I think Aaron Bushnell was pretty awesome. He was an extremist with ties to anti-Zionists and anarchy groups. I already said I thought he was awesome. You don't have to convince me. That's a pretty good meme. It is a pretty good meme, right? Oh my gosh, how dare you be so anti-Semitic and go after the Zionists, right? No, there's a huge difference between Zionism and Jewish people. I would know. I am one. Oh my gosh, the Pride parades. Okay, so I didn't bring this to talk about Pride, but we got to talk about Pride. Holy shit, did you guys see the videos in your feed yesterday from the Pride parades? I'm just sitting here scrolling, and Fusion comes in and he's talking to me, and I'm still scrolling, and then all of a sudden I see a dude giving another dude freaking head, and the nastiest shit in public, in broad fucking daylight, in the middle of an American goddamn city. Like, what have we become? How is that pride? How is that pride? You got kids walking by you and you're peeing in somebody else's mouth. This has just got out of control. Where is the morality in this country? Where is the humanity and the decency? Like, there's little kids out on the street. I'm sorry. You know, I've always been a huge supporter of the LGBT billion letter community. I think most of us Gen Xers grew up that way, right? I mean, it was acceptable by the time, yeah, there was still the fringe that would, but no, I can't in good conscience. Like, what the fuck do you guys think you're doing? No, this is wrong. Any other time during the year you pull your cock out in the middle of public, you're going to get arrested. So why is it okay at pride parades? I just don't understand that. Where are the laws that are supposed to be protecting kids, right? What is it? Indecent exposure. The whole goddamn thing's an indecent exposure. Anyways, New York Pride Parade yesterday clashed with a pro-Palestinian parade. The pro-Palestinian parade blocked the Pride Parade. Check this out.
Over 40,000 dead! You're arresting us instead! Free Palestine! Free
People think they're activists, I mean, I stand, for the pro-Palestinian. That's the way you do it. Well, I did see that the Dykes on Bikes in Seattle's parade yesterday did have a lot of ceasefire banners and flags flying off of their Harleys. So that was good. Like, okay, at least they're, because normally I kind of conflate the pride movement with the Zionists. I'm sorry. For me, in those bubbles, they're kind of the same. I mean, I'm not saying all of them are, but generally they're that corporate following. I have lots of friends that marched at Pride this year, and they marched for corporations, huge corporations. Like, come on. You're not being an activist when you're marching for Starbucks. Like, that's not activism. You might feel like it is, but I promise you at the end of the day, all you're doing is advertising Starbucks. So there you are. But I'm glad to see that some of the protesters out there, or celebrators, were protesting for Free Palestine. What is this? Oh, I didn't bring the video on this, but because you wouldn't understand it anyways. We all know Zelensky's voice, right? And he wants you to know that we have statistics about 4 times now in Kyiv direction. Okay, I don't think that mattered, but Zelensky shares exclusive data. The Russian armed forces are losing 6 times more personnel than the armed forces of Ukraine. Do you believe that? Do you believe? And look, he holds up a freaking hand so you can tell. Oh, they're losing 6 to our 1. That's what he's trying to convince you. This late in the game, when we all know it's a fucking meat grinder in Ukraine, and that they're copping to at least 500,000 that have already been killed on the front lines for Ukrainians, and he's trying to make us believe that Russia's losing 6 to their 1. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. He can tell the stories all he fucking wants, but nobody's buying it that's paying attention. Zelensky, stop. Kate says, I come to Shanda and Beauty and the Boomer news shows. Highlights. So I don't have to stay online all day and all night. Oh, thank you, Kate. That's what we try to do here. I try to go get you the best of the internet from the day before or the week before, and we'll just recap it. A lot of people like, oh, I don't like your format. You're not a real, whatever the fuck you want to call us, right? You're not a real podcaster. You're not a real journalist. I've never called myself a journalist. I'm an entertainer. And what I'm trying to do is consolidate the stuff that I'm interested in when I'm online through my vast network that I built over the last 10 years and share it with you. That's all I'm trying to do. And if you find value in what I'm doing, hey, you can hit that like, hit that share, or drop me a super chat or a donation. So thank you guys so much. Let's see. Old man Barker, good to see you. I see. I'm trying to retrain my brain not to say Baker on that one. Oz dropped this on the deck. Let's see. Arrest Netanyahu. Join the People's Red Line shutdown in D.C. July 24th with Code Pink. Oh, this is Code Pink. Good. Good for Code Pink. I'm glad. It's a good thing I don't live on the East Coast because I would be in D.C. every fucking week protesting for something. But, as it is now, I live on the far other side of the country and it takes me $1,000 to get there. So if you can get there, go, please. Let's see. I think this is a Ukraine post. When you're looking for a classy way to show everyone that you're deep throat military industrial complex propaganda. Oh, definitely. Israel and a Ukrainian flag pin. Oh my God. Let me guess. This is an elected member of Congress would be my guess. I would probably would win that bet if I had to, right? This is what they do. This is your country is owned by foreign agents, and they refuse to call themselves foreign agents at the end of the day. Fee, let's talk Fee. I see a lot of you guys talking about it in the chat. Holy shit, poor Fee. Okay, so YouTube just out of the blue last week came and removed her channel. Removed it. Didn't strike her because, there's tiers of trouble you get into on YouTube. There's 1 strike, which is a warning. 2 strikes is you're in timeout for a week. 3 strikes is you're in timeout for 2 weeks and you're going to lose your channel. Now, they do this weird thing that, okay, once you have a warning, that warning always stays there. So you always are on 1 strike once you get the first strike. But then the 2nd and 3rd strikes can fall off if it's been a year or a certain amount of time. So, if you jump through their hoops, you got to go through training. I don't know how many times Oz and I have taken their training, which makes no sense. At the end of the day, they're just blowing smoke. So, yeah, they just took her down with no warning. She had no strikes on that channel that I was aware of. I think maybe she took one a long time ago, but her channel wasn't at a risk of being taken down. They just came in and took it down, which just tells me that this channel, Beauty and the Boomer, or the Trailer Park, make sure you're followed to both, could be gone tomorrow when you get up. So make sure that you know how to find us on Rokfin and Rumble and Kick and all the other places that we stream to, especially X. You can always find us on X over under my profile anytime we go live, because we just can't trust. We can't trust that YouTube, after all of these years and all of the money that we've made them, that we're still going to be on in the morning. So this is she fought it and tried to appeal it. They said no. And the thing is there is no communication with them. It's not like you have somebody that you're chatting with or somebody from YouTube saying you did these things wrong. They just go, your channel's gone, and it's because of misinformation or harassment or bullying, whatever excuse they come up with. But they don't tell you exactly what you did. So you're left to wonder the whole time, like, what was it? What was it that triggered it? And so she's been denied on her final appeal on this. And make some noise out there on Twitter, man. Get out there and call them out. Call them out. It's the only way we can hold them accountable is to shame them. Shame them. Shame them. Shame them. And, I got to tell you guys, moving to Rumble ain't going to be no good. Rumble is a joke. So I've been telling you about the mainstream alternative media, the mammies, right? And we know who the mammies are. We love the mammies. We've watched the mammies for years, right? The mammies are people like, and I hate to say, who is Russell Brand? Russell Brand's a mammy. Of course, Jordan Peterson. Kind of that little dark horse podcast group of intellectuals, which are the Weinstein brothers, right? And then Jimmy Dore gets included in that group a lot of times. I see Jimmy because Jimmy has a contract with Rumble now. But Rumble, you got some problems. And guess what? I can talk smack on Rumble today because we're not on Rumble. And everybody's migrating to Rumble, right? Fee is asking, please go follow her channel on Rumble. So make sure you go follow Fiorel Isabel on Rumble. But here's the thing about Rumble. Rumble does not promote independent media voices like ours. Abso-fucking-lutely not. And if they do, it's because they have a contract with them. But you got to understand, Rumble, they break on the right side of the, duopoly versus the left side of the duopoly. And at the end of the day, Rumble is a business that is trying to overtake YouTube. So they love it, even though they have a partnership with YouTube, right? Did you know that all of this isn't on Rumble? Yeah, I forgot to put the Rumble keys in this morning. And that's another thing that's a pain in the ass about Rumble. I have to wait for it to upload, which normally takes like 20 minutes. So I get busy doing other stuff. And then I got to go back and get the keys and put them into the studio so that way it'll launch. And I forgot to do that last night. My bad, but fuck Rumble, fix it already. Every other one of them, you can just plug in the keys and go. Why the hell can't you guys? So I brought you guys an Amazing Polly because Amazing Polly is going to break down who owns Rumble, who's in control of Rumble, and then you guys will see why Rumble is so problematic. And you either love Amazing Polly or you hate her. I followed her for many years, but she's got this information 100% right. Come on, play.
Whose motives I suspect. And one of those is Rumble. This is just going to be a brief part because I really want to get into the people who helped Elon Musk buy X next. Rumble started out as a Canadian company, but over time it went public, and then Peter Thiel invested a lot into it. We're told also that Colt Ventures and Naria Capital were separate funders at the time that Thiel made his initial investment. But actually, if you just pull back the curtain, both Colt Ventures and Naria are directly related to Peter Thiel. They worked for him. He helped them set up their companies. I think they might be on each other's boards, or they were, or I know that J.D. Vance here, this is J.D. Vance, I know that he worked for Peter Thiel. And the guy who owns Colt Ventures also is a big wig in Turning Point USA. So I don't know, can you see some of the consolidation right there? And then you've got Locals. Locals was a separate thing ostensibly begun by Dave Rubin of the intellectual dark web, and he was originally going to do this in partnership with Jordan Peterson. But then Jordan Peterson had to go into a coma, remember that? And while that happened, Locals got developed by Dave Rubin, but really, it was a guy called Asaf Lev, an Israeli. Anyway, so a bunch of social media personalities went over to Locals, and they started on that platform. But in short order, Locals partnered with Rumble. And so this brought all of these investors' background all together in one under the banner of Rumble. And in exchange for that, David Sachs got a seat on the board of directors on Rumble.
Of course.
And Asaf Lev, I believe, also did. So there you go. And recently, we've got a new development, a new player on the scene, Stardust Group, who has put a $6 million ad buy into Rumble on behalf of its sub-company called the Wellness Company. And it's also got some kind of partnership with Rumble on something called 1775 Coffee. I've got this other graphic here because it kind of all ties together. A long time ago, Jordan Peterson said that he had a discussion with Peter Thiel and Mark Andreessen of Andreessen Horowitz, who I'm going to talk more about in a minute, for an undisclosed project. And then, boom, wouldn't you know it, the intellectual dark web was born. We are all told that Brett Weinstein's brother, Eric, was the guy who coined the term intellectual dark web, so we know he was involved, and actually he was working directly for, guess who, at the time? Peter Thiel. You can see over here, Dave Rubin, in 2018, he said, over the last 2 years, I've become friends with Peter Thiel through his friend and confidant, Eric Weinstein. I have Barry Weiss in here because she
Barry.
got unexpectedly hired by the New York Times after being an absolute nobody in some other magazine. And she popularized the intellectual dark web during her time at the New York Times. She wrote about it, caused a furore, and then suddenly all of these people and more were even more famous than they were in the past. She has also started something called the University at Austin in Texas, and one of the instructors there apparently is going to be Mark Andreessen from Andreessen Horowitz, who you can see is all over this thing so far. It's all sort of one big club, and I'm hoping you can see right now that it was the plan and it's all come together. Yeah, there's more to say about that, but that's for another video. Just to show you that Rumble isn't just this freewheeling entity. It's got people in the background pulling strings. And one more that it's got in the background pulling strings that I haven't mentioned yet is Trump Media Group. On December 14th, 2021, Trump Media and Technology Group announced that it entered a wide-ranging technology and cloud services agreement with Rumble. And it said that Rumble would operate part of Truth Social as well as Trump Media and Technology Group.
So Rumble is running part of Truth Social? That's crazy. Anyways, Whitney fucking told you so. If you've been paying attention, Whitney Webb has been screaming about Peter Thiel for years now, and how problematic him and his ventures are. So I hate to burst anybody's bubble about Rumble, but Rumble's not going to be any better than YouTube, I got to tell you. And Rokfin, I got much hope for Rokfin either, because there hasn't been a lot of energy, it seems like, put into Rokfin by the creators. Now, we have 15,000 plus followers on Rokfin, which tells me that's where we would be or higher on these other platforms if we weren't algorithmically suppressed. So, and I have a feeling that Rumble's probably going to get ate up by one of these bigger conglomerates, right? It'll get acquired, and there doesn't seem to be much promotion over there. Like, it is what it is. So there you are at the end of the day. Just know where to find us. I mean, in Elon, she does a 45-minute breakdown on where Elon got the money to buy X. People think that he took the money out of his wallet and bought X. That's not what happened. There's investors, there's conglomerates. He doesn't actually own anything. What has Elon done? What has he done? He's done nothing. People think that he's invented all this shit. He hasn't invented anything. You know what Elon's good at? Getting the military-industrial complex to give him DARPA money so he can pretend to build shit. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what he is. So, Whitney told us. Okay, Oz. Oz dropped this on the deck. I had a couple of cuts for it. So we already watched part of this the other night, but God, this is just a gift that keeps on giving. She was on State of the Union. And she was only on for 7 minutes, but somebody let her get all sauced up and tanked before she went. She was just saying shit that made no goddamn sense. Just straight up lies. So let's see. Jimmy tweeted this out. Simon out of BT says, your reaction. Appearing on CNN, Nancy Pelosi ruthlessly attacks Trump, says Trump has dementia and nobody is talking about it, says Biden has had a bad night but a great presidency, says the contrast between Biden and Trump is clear, says no grassroots. So she's saying Trump has no grassroots and Trump has dementia. Can you project any fucking harder? I mean, that's what the Democrats do. But Jimmy Dore says, the party told you to ignore the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was final and the most essential command. George Orwell. Yeah, definitely a quote from 84. Okay, I think this is the first, Oz, I think you cut this is 2 minutes in. So let's listen. I think this is when she tells us there's 16 Nobel laureates who say the economy is great. Yeah. Because they're not bought and paid for.
Party, a close ally of President Biden, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Thank you so much for being here. What is your reaction to that poll? 72% of voters say they don't think that the president is fit mentally or cognitively to be president.
Well, what do they think about the other guy? Do they think that he has the integrity to be president after that performance? Let us not make a judgment about a presidency on one debate. Let's talk about what it means to people in their lives. And that's why you're not seeing much change in the polls on this. The difference between Joe Biden and the former president is so clear. If you are a woman and you care about your reproductive freedom and your health, and women do, you see a complete difference between enforce a woman's right to choose on the part of Joe Biden and a ban on abortion with the other guy. If you care about job creation in America, 15 million more jobs created by Joe Biden, the worst job performance record since Herbert Hoover for the other guy. If you're concerned about saving the planet, you're a young person, you're caring about the planet and its future, Joe Biden, the first person in the Congress to pass a resolution to study climate change in the 80s, even before I was in Congress. A guy who goes to the fossil fuel industry and says, give me $1 billion so I can reverse what happened in the IRA to save the planet. The list goes on and on, whether you're talking about guns and the rest. And 16 Nobel laureates said when it comes to inflation, if the other guy gets elected, inflation will soar because of his fiscal policies. So it's not about performance in terms of a debate. It's about performance in a presidency. And I want you to know that the fact is that the reaction to the lies of Donald Trump is something that maybe TV isn't focusing on, but people are. And to have a debate where you have to spend half your time negating what he said because he has knows nothing about the truth. On one side of the screen, you have integrity. The other side, you have dishonesty.
Yeah, and we
get it out, Nancy. Don't give her vodka without giving her Polident either, because those have to go together. Oh, what a joke. I mean, they just lie. They flat out lie. And I'm not going to pretend like, life was that much better under Trump, but it was. It was. I wasn't paying $8 for eggs. I wasn't paying, $8 for a thing of mayonnaise. Like, there's two Americas. There's the America that's filling inflation, and there's the America that's not. And I have a feeling that the America that's filling inflation is going to vote for Trump. I mean, because they won't even admit it's happening. So, yes, the fuck off pie for Monday goes to Nancy Pelosi. And I think this is just a small clip from that same interview.
My people are very much Biden, Kamala Harris, and this is an opportunity for Joe Biden to go out there and show he has the stamina and the rest. And by the way, while the press, and for some reason they don't, there are healthcare professionals who think that Trump has dementia, that his connection, his thoughts do not go together.
Oh my gosh, that's so gross. F off all the way. She can take 1 cup of no one cares, a dash of kiss my ass, add some fuck yous and a pinch of blow me, stir and shove straight up your ass. That's the recipe for fuck off pie. This is just, why do they keep tapping her to come out and do this shit? I mean, I guess it could be worse. They could have been Debbie Wasserman Schultz out there, right? That's so gross. What's up, chat? What you guys need? I see my name being shouted out at 4737. Carlin, hello. Good to see you. Good morning. Jilly Love made it into the chat. What's up, Jilly? Did you see that Amazing Polly clip? I know you like Amazing Polly, too. Rich from Wisconsin's joining us. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. And I think I got 2 bunnies earlier, and I got mouse stuff. I try to shout. I tried to shout you guys out as you come into the chat. Let's see. I probably had more to say about that, but I'm so over it, and I just don't even care. Let's see. The party told you to reject the evidence with your eyes and ears. It was their final and most essential command. His heart sank as he thought of the enormous power arrayed against him. The ease with which the party intelligence would overthrow him in a debate. The subtle argument which he would not be able to understand, much less answer, and yet he was in the right. They were wrong and he was right. Yeah, that was a good part of that book or movie, depending on which one, I have the book and I've seen both movies, so Hey, Tom, what's up? Good to see ya. Tom hanging out over with Jim on the Rokfin. Yeah, no Rumble today, guys. My bad. My bad. Hey, it's Monday. You got to cut me some slack. Years of alcohol abuse. Yes, driving Miss Macy. Oh, my gosh. I mean, you bet she smells like vodka when you stand next to her. Vodka and piss would be my guess. And Polydent. Vodka, piss, and Polydent. That's probably what she smells like. And fancy ice cream. Fancy Nancy ice cream. So Dana Bash, of course, was the one doing that interview. And Dana Bash was also one of the commentators or moderators for the debate. And some say she was signaling Joe Biden to try to get him to focus his attention. Because if you watch the debates, many, many times during that debate, he would be like, just losing it, like staring off into space like he wasn't there. Like, so check this out. I don't know. Some people are saying, no, she was trying to get Trump to stop talking. I don't know. You tell me. Is this trying to get Trump to stop talking, or is this trying to get Biden to focus again? Oh, come on. Why you got to do this to me this morning? Just play. There we go.
President Biden, a record number of migrants have illegally crossed the southern border on your watch. Overwhelming border states. And under the issue of immigration and border security, President Biden, a record number of migrants have illegally crossed the case temporarily allowed.
I don't know. What do you guys think? It looks like she was trying to get Biden to, come on, Tapper's talking. Go look at him, which wouldn't surprise me one bit. But of course, you know, the mainstream media is like, no, that's not what happened. I think there was even a fact check on this. There's a fact check on everything. You know, I have one of those fancy dancy fact checker titles where I get to see the community notes before and vote on them before they get put out for the public. I don't know how that happened, but oh my God, every damn post now will have 4 or 5 people's opinions. Opinions are not a community fucking note. Unless you've got a source to back up whatever you're saying, it's just a fucking opinion. Stop putting opinions as community notes. Community notes is a waste of time. It's a waste of space, and it's annoying as shit if you ask me. So yeah, this is why doves cry. Biden falsely claims that he was at ground zero after 9/11. He did. I think Oz must have dropped this on the deck. I don't think I've seen it. Let's check it out. Seriously? He thinks he's everywhere, right? He's every ethnicity. He's been everywhere. Oh, this is just sad.
And he has done, I don't know if it's similar things, but he's sort of told some stories that don't line up quite like this before.
Yeah, this president has a pattern at this point of either inventing or embellishing stories about his own past, his biography. He did it 3 times in one speech last month alone. He claimed he had witnessed a bridge collapse in Pittsburgh when he actually showed up about 6 hours later. He claimed that his grandfather had died just days before he was born himself at the same hospital. In fact, his grandpa died more than a year before in a different state, not the same hospital. And he also repeated a favorite false story that I and others have debunked over and over again about a supposed conversation with an Amtrak train conductor he was friends with, who was actually deceased at the time the conversation would have had to take place. And that's not all. There are some more serious ones in my view. Previously in his presidency, he claimed at one point he'd been arrested during a civil rights protest when, in other versions of the story, he just said an officer had taken him home from a protest. He said he had visited the Pittsburgh synagogue where worshippers were killed in a 2018 mass shooting. In fact, he had actually spoken to the rabbi, but never went. And he's made a whole bunch of others, too. He said at one point, Republicans like to bring this up, he said that he used to drive a tractor trailer, he used to drive an 18-wheeler. Never happened. The White House later clarified he used to drive a school bus at one point as a job briefly. School bus, of course, not an 18-wheeler. So whatever his intentions, whether it's foggy memory about stuff that's going on decades ago or deliberate embellishment, this is an unfortunate pattern that keeps coming up again and again with Joe Biden.
Oh my gosh. You know what I want to see somebody do? Please, somebody do this. Let's start refacing Biden into historical frickin' events. But I mean, like, ones before he was born. That would be hilarious. Like, let's see him at the Civil War and the Gettysburg Address. Where else can we stick him? You know, like, let's just stick him all through history. He seems to think he was everywhere. So why not? Yeah, I find it shocking, but I don't find it shocking that CNN CNN is finally talking about the fact that Biden lies through his goddamn teeth. And we've all known it. If you've been paying attention to politics since 1988, he's been accused of being a liar since all the way back then. And but now they have a motive, right? What is CNN's motive for talking smack on President Biden? Well, you know, they've got to save face for one and be like, well, yeah, we saw he had dementia. We saw he was a liar. We saw he was problematic. And we called it out the last 3 months of his presidency. You guys can't come for us. We called it out. We did our job, right? I don't think Biden's going to get replaced. We're going to talk about that. We're getting there. But the mainstream shit-lib media, they're all screaming for Biden to be replaced now, right? Oh, my God, the convention's coming up. Let's find a new candidate. Here's the thing. We don't actually have official candidates yet. You know that? I mean, the DNC and the RNC have not chose their candidates. We have clear defined front runners, which are Biden and Trump, obviously. But there is no official, these are who the delegates are going to, right? Remember, a lot of people across the primary voted for uncommitted delegates, meaning whoever they decide to roll out onto that stage at the DNC could very well be given all the delegates. And there is precedence for this. We saw this, you know, what, 100 years ago? About 100 years ago when they replaced, it was FDR. So who knows, but what a liar. What a liar. It's just funny to see CNN actually talking about it. But good news, because the mainstream media is pushing so hardly for Biden to be replaced, there's a lot of talk about by who. So Kamala Harris could win this election. Let her. New York Times opinion piece. Oh, so gross. Who in their right effing mind? Yeah, Bubbles, I agree, man. What? This woman cannot carry a conversation. Did you see that clip that Oz brought to Beauty and the Boomer on Saturday, where she says the same thing about what has, will, been, blah, blah, blah. And she says the same thing like 150 fucking times. She doesn't have an original thought in her head. And, yeah, she would make a great president because she's a good puppet, right? At the end of the day, that's all they want. We know Biden ain't making no decisions. No, I think Jill's doing it all. If anything that we saw this week, it is clearly defined who is handling Joe Biden. That would be Jill Biden. So at the end of the day, oh, this is so gross. This is so gross. So did you hear a zipper? Then why the fuck did you open your mouth? Yeah, this is Harry Sessions, and he thinks Biden did a marvelous job the other night.
And do you believe, Harry, finally, do you believe in your heart that Joe Biden is the right person to lead the Democrats into the election in November? And do you believe he can win?
He can win. He's going to win. And as Vice President Harris said, we don't let a 90-minute performance negate 3.5 years of progress. Biden's the only man who has beaten Donald Trump, and he's going to do it again. And I'm looking forward to convicted felon Donald Trump facing justice.
Why are you the only person I've heard in the last 24 hours who's not crying because the performance was so horrendous on the Democrat side?
I don't know. You have to talk to the people that you're surrounded by.
I'm talking about Thomas Friedman and Frank Bruni and all the Democrats.
That's great.
All the Democrats supporting writers for the New York Times and so on. Literally all of them. Van Jones at CNN. They're all crying because it was so bad it brought tears to their eyes. You appear to have watched a pretty different debate. You're happy. You thought it was great. He's going to win a triumphant victory.
Oh,
no, Piers. He's not, Harry.
You're such a
Wake up.
Yeah, I don't have the mentality of like, oh, something didn't go our way. Now we have to pout and cry. I have the mentality of, well, if something didn't go our way and that's the way it's perceived, let's get to work. Get out there and get a clipboard and go get some signatures and go door to door. Don't sit here and sit in our own sadness. Let's get to work as opposed to writing in the New York Times that it didn't go the way we wanted it to.
I agree with you. Actually, that is the right response, and I admire that attitude. So thank you for joining me, Harry.
Oh, you would. You would, Pierce. You would admire that. Did you guys see that really gross Pierce, George Galloway? Ugh, it just made me hate Pierce all the more, right? This guy is such a shill of the highest fucking level. He's a BBC shill. Gross. Is he the UK's Rachel Maddow? It seems like it. Kind of. Maybe. If you were shocked by the president's condition at the debate, now is a good time to reflect on whether you are consuming honest media. The rest of us knew. And that is the point. The rest of us have been calling this shit out since before he got elected the last time. Not to mention his pedo problem, right? Yeah. Where have you been? Where have you been? I love how the media woke up that next morning and was just like, oh, Biden has dementia. They couldn't say a word for the last 3.5 years, but all of a sudden they see it. I can see clearly now. This is the best meme of the day, I gotta tell you. Rachel Maddow isn't handling this gracefully. I don't know who made that, but hilarious. Somebody should reface her on it so that way it even looks more like her. Reminder, the Democrats wheeled an incompetent Dianne Feinstein into Congress every day as the idea of running a dementia patient as president isn't a bug, it's a feature. Yeah. They love that, these guys, because they got the power. You're never going to get them out, and they're controllable, right? That's why they love Dianne. Remember those last few votes of hers? She didn't even know what the fuck she was there for. She had aides telling her, no, just raise your hand. Just say yes. Just say no. Like, it was bad. Oh, God. Yeah, that's our Congress, also known as a rest home. Rachel Maddow. Yeah, I know. Isn't that the best meme of the day? Fucking exactly. The chat's cracking up on this one. Oh, okay. So I had this Glenn Greenwald. Oh, damn it. I forgot to go grab stuff off the Beauty and the Boomer deck. Well, next show. Anyways, Glenn Greenwald, this was like a good 8-minute breakdown, and he really calls out the mainstream media on this one. But most of all, he says that they're not going to replace Biden. That they won't. And I absolutely agree with him. Being inside the Democratic Party, being opposition inside the Democratic Party for as many years as I was, the Dems don't give a shit. They don't care if they lose. They had the best fundraising 8 years that they ever had under Trump, right? And they'll do it again. Oh my gosh, look at us, give us money. What are the points that they're running on this year? What are their talking points? Okay, codifying Roe v. Wade. They always say they're going to codify Roe v. Wade. Obama said he was going to codify it. Bill Clinton said he was going to codify it. They're never going to codify it. They just bring it out every 4 years to scare women 18 to 32 into fucking voting for them. And I fell for it at 18 to 32. Oh my God, the Republicans are going to make it to where if I needed to have an abortion, I couldn't have an abortion. That's not the reality. That is not the reality of it. And the reality is the Dems will never codify it. They are making it a destination procedure. And they wanted this. They wanted the Supreme Court to overturn it. Why? So that way Planned Parenthood could put up big old fancy clinics in blue states. And if you're in a red state and you need a procedure, hey, we'll pay for it. We'll fly you here. We'll put you up in a hotel room. You can have the procedure, and then we'll fly you home. We make a ton of money off of it. You get what you need, and red state's bad. I mean, that is what the Democrats do. So, I don't know. You guys tell me your opinion. Are they going to replace Biden, or are they going to ride this out? I think that they're going to ride it out.
These people are completely shameless. And when it becomes clear, as it pretty much already is, that Joe Biden's not going anywhere, there's no possibility that Joe Biden is going to voluntarily give up the power and the title that he spent his entire life chasing. And when you see senior Democratic leaders like Barack Obama and Steny Hoyer and Hakeem Jeffries come out and circle the wagons around Biden and say, okay, he had one bad debate, but he is our leader, it becomes totally clear that he's not going anywhere. You're going to see how fast these people are going to go back.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be saying in about 3 days, you know what? It was one bad debate. Who cares? In the scheme of things,
all of these
given how great Joe Biden is and what a menace Donald Trump is, that debate didn't matter. This is one debate. You don't throw a guy overboard for one night. You're going to hear all of that very, very shortly. Let me just give you another example of
I agree, Glenn.
What inveterate liars they are, how they're willing to just say whatever they need to in the moment, and they have no qualms about completely changing it a couple months later when it suits them. Here is Paul Krugman in the New York Times. This is February of 2024, so about 3 or 4 months ago, in a column entitled, "Why I Am Now Deeply Worried for America." And this is why he's deeply worried. He says, quote, "Many voters think the president's age is an issue, but there's perception and there's reality. As anyone who has recently spent time with Joe Biden, and I have, can tell you, he is in full possession of his faculties, completely lucid and with excellent grasp of detail. Of course, most voters don't get to see him up close, and it's on Biden's team to address that. And yes, he speaks slowly and quietly and a bit slowly, although this is in part because of his lifetime struggle with a stutter that nobody ever noticed until
Biden
about 4
has
years
a
ago when his
stutter?
brain
This
started
is the first
melting.
we're hearing about it? What?
He even went so far as to blame the stutter that nobody ever saw when Joe Biden was in public life the last 50 years.
Oh, come on.
He's in command of the facts. He is
Did
completely
he have a stutter
on.
or cold?
And I know that because I'm with him, says Paul Krugman, and I despair for the country that people doubt that because a bunch of right-wing liars have convinced them of lies.
Lies. That's a really great clip. I mean, he really breaks down why he thinks they won't replace Biden. That is because the Democratic donors ultimately have control of the DNC. They knew a year ago they were going to double down on Biden. I don't think at the last minute. I mean, think about it. If they wanted to put Newsom in there or Whitmer or Klobuchar or even Clinton or even Harris, it would have been better to give them a run up to the primaries, through the primaries, not just throw them in there last minute. Either way, they're going to lose. They know that. If they throw Newsom in there, they're still going to lose to Trump. So they might as well just stick with the horse that's already in the race, right? And that's the way they're going to look at it. That is just my opinion. It's my thought. A lot of people think they're going to replace him at the convention. And they could be right. I could be totally wrong on this one. But being inside the Democratic Party as long as I was, those fuckers are corrupt as hell, and they don't care if they lose. They don't. They absolutely don't care if they lose. The difference between government and thieves is that thieves don't pretend to be helping you. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the difference, right? That's why the Democrats... Democrats pretend that they are for the working class, and then they stab the working class in the back constantly. And we've seen so many examples of that. I mean, Biden breaking unions. Oh, which reminds me, if you're not following Chanda-Masta on strike, they have been dropping some good stuff lately. General strike is the only way that we're going to do anything to anybody. And we all know it. Wildcat strikes, too. I think wildcat strikes and general strikes is what it's going to take for us to get anything accomplished with this government, short of a revolution. Another CNN, another Democratic donor was more blunt about the state of the play and the party's choices. I don't think Biden is going anywhere, the donor told CNN. This is the old horse we've got, and we need to ride him till he's ready for the glue factory. Well, he's ready for the glue factory, I gotta tell you. Oh my gosh, yeah. That is so right there. You've got the insiders saying, no. The donors are who controls that party, and they are not going to replace him. So they rolled out Gavin Newsom. If you guys joined me on Saturday, we brought the fundraising email that the Democrats put out right after the debate, right? And it was Gavin Newsom that they chose to pin it, and it was just vomit worthy. So he does an interview. I want to say this is was it that afternoon or the next morning? But this is over on News Nation, where Fredo's at. Yeah, that's right. I pulled the cream of News Nation off of the Beauty and the Boomer deck last week just because I'm so over it. I mean, Fredo is such a whiny little sellout, and why bring clips of him every show? So here's Gavin Newsom. He cannot hold his own, and this is why they will not replace Biden with this guy. Oh, come on. Just go back. Why do you always do that? I hit play and it goes to the next one. Okay.
Adam Carolla here. Governor, why did you shut the beaches in California during COVID?
Yeah, I think we all were working on information at the time. We had no basis of deeply understanding the virus. I think they did the same thing.
So you didn't know anything, so why'd you shut the beaches?
States like Florida.
If you didn't know anything, why'd you shut the beaches?
Well, we didn't know. Yeah, because people were concerned early in the pandemic. Information was coming out as it relates to how it was transferred, the disease, and people were cautious, trying to keep people alive. And I should say this,
so
Adam,
you didn't let them go in the
health,
sunshine and get vitamin
California
D and exercise, so you shut the beaches. Okay. and you arrested a guy who was paddleboarding in the bay.
Health, wealth, and
look at you.
Yeah, any
It's always
science
good to see
behind
Adam,
that?
and,
Any science
we're
at
all
all behind
geniuses in
shutting outdoor
hindsight.
dining?
We're
Why'd
all
you shut
geniuses
down
in
outdoor
hindsight.
dining? Go ahead, go. Science?
Good to see Adam.
Based on
So,
science
look,
you
at the
didn't
end of
have?
the day, the debate tonight.
It's not a debate. You shut
I'm
down
looking
outdoor
forward to the
dining,
debate,
you canceled
compare and
businesses,
contrast
had
tonight.
nothing to do with science.
All right, let him finish.
People, all right, go ahead.
All this happened in the.
Okay, so there he gets owned by Adam Carolla of all fucking people. Seriously? I bet you he thought Adam was his friend because Adam's a celebrity, right? And, he got owned. Yeah, the truth of the matter is he shut down beaches in California for COVID, shuttering how many thousands of businesses, right? Making them ultimately permanently close. And, he hung out at the French Laundry and didn't wear a mask. He threw parties. Like, yeah, they all did this, right? We saw this across the board, even over in the UK with Boris Johnson. Like, we can do what we want, but y'all better fucking lock down and don't leave your house and always wear a mask, right? But none of them did. I love that he got called out for that, but Adam Carolla, not the biggest fan of. Okay, so Secret Service audio of Biden losing fight with his jacket. Oh, this ought to be good.
Secret Service team, the Eagle has landed. The perimeter has been cleared of any stairs or bicycles, so all the Eagle has to do is step out of the helicopter. Stand by. The Eagle has made contact. Great work, team. All units, mission is complete and the Eagle is secure. We don't anticipate any issues with the Eagle crossing the tarmac. It's a perfectly flat surface and there's a 0% possibility that he'll mess this up. Okay, what's going on with the jacket right now? Secret Service team, the Eagle can't find the armhole in his jacket. Jesus Christ. The First Lady has stepped in to help the Eagle put his jacket on, but it looks like she's just making things even worse somehow. Agent Murphy, try telling the Eagle there's an ice cream cone waiting for him at the end of that jacket sleeve. That might speed things up a little bit. Oh, it worked. All units, the Eagle finally has his jacket on and is making his way across the tarmac. And there go his sunglasses. Unreal.
Not the Joe Bidens. I have a pair of Joe Bidens. I always laugh. I'm like, I'm going to wear my Joe Bidens today. Also known as aviator glasses. People ask me how I stay positive while America crumbles around me. They're called memes. They turn all of your bad feelings into good feelings. And that is exactly why we have Meme Alley here at the trailer park. And we got a hell of a Meme Alley section. So stay tuned. We'll get there eventually. Let's see. What is this one? When you go to Walmart in a different city and the layout is different. You're Joe Biden. Oh, my God. That's too hilarious. Write your own Joe Biden speech. Type, here's the deal, and use predictive text to fill out the rest. Okay. I'm going to do it. We'll do it live, right? Fuck it. We'll do it live. Okay. So, got to get a thing open. Okay. So, what is it here? Here's the deal. Oh. Here's the deal. And then you just start picking shit. What is that? Is that a ghost? Here's the deal for... Oh, well, I don't think my phone... Mine came up with, here's the seal for my phone with nursing. That makes no sense. So my phone obviously doesn't do it. But if you guys come up with something funny, let me know, because I think that's hilarious. Because that's about basically what Biden's doing, right? I mean, predictive text, it's whatever word's going to pop into his head. Most of the time they don't pop in, so he gets a conjure of multiple words, right? Anyways. Oh, we got an ORF here. I think this is a long ORF, but if I remember right, I might have cut some of it. Oz dropped this on the deck for us. Thank you so much. You guys know Oz is always working behind the scenes. Even I was up at 5 o'clock this morning and Oz was on the deck working on it already. So thank you, Oz. Okay, this is ORF. Let's see.
This version of Biden, intellectually, analytically, is the best Biden ever.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. Billionaires in America.
This is a man who is sharp, who is on top of his game, who knows what's going on.
He's smart. He's on his game. His mental acuity is great.
This is a very sharp president.
And the people that I've talked to, say he's as sharp as a tack. He's fired.
They say he's sharp.
There's not a problem.
He was sharp. He was sharper than anyone I've spoken to.
The president is sharp and he is tireless. He is sharp.
As sharp as ever.
And he's fine. All this right-wing propaganda that his mental acuity has declined is wrong.
His brain is good. He's still great.
He is sharp in meetings.
I believe the people who say that behind closed doors, Joe Biden remains sharp.
In meetings, Joe Biden is sharp.
He's sharp, he's fit.
There is nothing to these challenges, these suggestions that somehow he's not sharp. He's sharp as a tack.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with.
It's me when I'm stoned.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Yeah,
President Trump.
it.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death.
Actually, Joe Biden is sharper and has more mental acuity than Donald Trump, because more people believe that actually Joe Biden's mental acuity is better than Donald Trump.
I mean, he's sharp he's funny, he's sharp as a tack.
Kamala Harris says he is up to this task. He's, sharp as a tack. He's smart. He's energetic.
One of the themes this election cycle is that Joe Biden is too old to lead, and so everyone is seizing upon this. And it is a classic disinformation tactic. If you edit it in such a way, you can make it appear that he fits this narrative, that he is slow, that he is wandering off.
I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. And by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. That he's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
I think someone could kick Biden's ass at golf, and I played
President
golf in high school.
Biden has proven himself to have a strong memory.
He has a great memory.
His mind is just as quick as ever.
He is sharp enough.
Biden was sharp and on top of it.
President Biden is sharp, he's focused, he's bright.
The president is sharp as a tack. Sharp as a tack.
President Biden's doctors say he is in good physical and cognitive health.
Joe Biden, sharp as a tack.
The president was sharp as a tack.
The president's very sharp because he is so sharp and he's on top of everything.
He seems right on top of it. The man is competent, alert.
Fully cognizant and sharp.
He's completely mentally sharp.
He's sharp. He's engaged.
He is sharp, he is engaged, and he is commanding.
That's pretty sharp.
Mentally sharp.
Biden was sharp.
Sharp and substantive.
He is very sharp.
And he's as sharp as a tack.
Biden is sharp.
The president is sharp and as able as ever.
This is a man that's on his game.
He was focused. His recall was good.
He was actually quite sharp and on top of it.
He is on the ball.
And you're going to see how smart he is. And
This guy's as sharp as a knife.
Tonight, he may have to channel both the president in him and the bruising, brawling candidate in him, and maybe a little bit of Eminem in his famous 8 Mile rap battle.
That's right. I was watching live when I think Jeffrey Toobin compared Biden pre-debate to none other than Eminem's 8 Mile. I'm not even kidding. I was like, what the fuck? We were in the green room working on something. I heard it go off on my side TV that was going. I was like, they did not just compare Biden to Eminem. Like, yeah, they did. The Talking Pundits, thank you, Orr, for that. He put all the Talking Pundits together. That was a good clip, Oz. Funny. Hey, have you guys seen this? This is making the rounds. I know AM Wake Up ran it this morning. What a difference. Is it even the same guy? Check this out. So this is the difference between Biden in 2019 and Biden in 2024.
I continue to think we have to make fundamental changes in civil rights. And those civil rights, by the way, include not just only African Americans, but the LGBT community. He wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare I did not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education. That's what I oppose. Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look.
That's a favorite clip of that debate.
You will determine the outcome of this election. Vote, vote, vote. If you're able to vote early in your state, vote early. If you're able to vote in person, vote in person. Vote whatever way is the best way for you, because he cannot stop you.
And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
He doesn't know what he said either. You know, the thing is we used to call Biden in 2019 senile, right? He's senile. He's up there in age. But now the word dementia is a hell of a lot different than senile. And, the mainstream media is calling him dementia now. So that's the big difference. Hey, Aram, good to see you hanging out over on the Rokfin. Happy Monday. And a shout out to DC. DC's hanging out in the chat with Gray Walker joins third party. And another, the Earl of Lur. Good to see you. And who else? I know there was a few more that came in. I wanted to shout out. I got Steve. I got DC. Driving Miss Maisie. Okay, I just want to make sure I get everybody acknowledged that comes into the chat. We still got a long way to go. We're on 34, and this is a 90-slide deck, so we're going to be here a while today. Let's see. What is this? Oh, did you guys see this stuff? Okay, so what is Biden handing off?
All right, guys, watch this. Watch what he hands off. I slowed it down. It's right here. What is that? What is that? Watch, he has another one, puts it in his hand, and gives it to this guy. Clearly. What is that?
You guys know what it is? I know what it is.
What is that? I'm going to run it again. Okay, pay attention. Look, he's coming off the plane. He's got something in his left hand. He puts it in his right hand.
An Illuminati coin.
It's a circular little thing. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before. And he gives another one to this guy. It's like, what's going on there? What is he passing?
Crack for Hunter. That's my guess. He's doing deals for Hunter on the side. I'm going to tell you guys what it is, but I want to read this meme to you real fast. Fact checkers be like, he didn't say that. And if he did, he didn't mean it. And if he did, you don't understand it. And if you did, it's not a big deal. And if it is, it's taken out of context. And if it wasn't, others have done it, and if they haven't, at least a mean orange man gone. Yeah, right? It's always about orange man bad. Okay, so what the hell was that thing in Biden's hand?
All right, guys, watch this. Watch.
Have that one set. Okay, so what is it? Well, apparently it's a coin. It's called a challenge coin, and it's something that's passed out to the military from the commander-in-chief. So sometimes to commemorate the actions of a particular person acting as an award as such, through members of the military would look upon it more as a mark of respect rather than an award per se. It is about recognizing that someone has gone above and beyond, well above their call of duty. So this is what Biden is passing out to these people. It's called the Honor and Tradition Challenge Coin. And, it's not a big conspiracy. It's something that's been happening for a long time. But, the Republican, the right wants to run with it. It is what it is. Like, I don't know why they got to be so stupid secret about it. Like, just give it to them. Why do you got to make it look like something? Let's see. I will beat Donald Reagan in September. You can take that to the post office. Yeah, we know, Biden. We know. You made Jimmy laugh. That's a good thing. This I just thought was insane. Check this out. So, hashtag or r/suicide watch, that's their handle over on X, says, if Trump wins the presidential election, I'm K-ing myself. Hearing about what's going on in the debate is making me sick. I feel like I'm about to vomit. If Trump wins, projects 2025, and whatever else Republicans have planned will be the death of me. I'm trans and queer and disabled. If he wins, life for me is going to be a fate worse than death. So instead, I've decided that if he does win, I'm just going to K myself. I don't know how, I don't know when exactly, but I'm going to K myself if Democrats lose. My rights are hanging in the balance between two white men. One of them is pretty natural about it, and the other wants to wipe my kind off the face of the fucking planet. He wants to genocide queers. I can't fucking take this shit, and stress alone is making me think about ending it all right here, right now. Only death can save me from this living nightmare. Dude, you need to turn your fucking TV off. That's all I'm going to say. Like, you need to get a life, and you need to turn your TV off, because I promise none of these guys are coming to knock on your door to genocide you. That's just crazy. Watching two 80-year-olds argue for an hour over who is going to give more money to Israel. That was the bottom line, wasn't it? That was the bottom line. Who's going to kiss Israel's ass harder? At the end of the day, they both equally will. Breaking, what is this? Refuses to commit to accept. Oh, yeah, this is funny. So this is the governor of, South Dakota? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's South Dakota governor. And this is Doug Burgum. Doug Burgum. I want to say he's a Republican. South Dakota, what do you expect? One of the Dakotas got fucked up by flooding really bad this weekend. Did you guys see that? Pretty bad. Anyways, let's check this out. This is just media doing what media does. Why would you agree to go on Meet the Press as a Republican? Well, I don't know. I wouldn't, but here you go.
Joining me now is Republican Governor Doug Burgum of North Dakota, a top finalist to be Mr. Trump's running mate. Governor Burgum, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Good morning, Kristen. Good to be with you.
Thank you for being here in person. Let's talk about Donald Trump's debate performance. 3 times he refused to say that he would accept the results of this election. He still has not conceded the 2020 election. You have said that Joe Biden is the legitimately elected president. So let me ask you, should Donald Trump, as the presidential nominee, unequivocally accept the election results?
Well, Kristen, I heard him on Thursday night say that he would accept the results of the election if it was free and fair and secure, all the things that any of us, whether you're an independent, a Democrat, or Republican, would expect, like the elections we have in North Dakota, where people don't challenge them because we've got secure elections. And I think that's what we need in this entire country. I think he answered the question. I think the real question is, if President Trump wins in the fall, which it looks like he will, I mean, will Joe Biden and the Democrats accept the results?
Well, as you know, though, in his answer repeatedly, there were caveats. And those types of caveats are what undermine people's faith in a free and fair democracy. Is he not undermining people's faith in the democracy and the democracy itself by raising questions about the fairness of the 2020 election, which, by the way, is on record as being one of the most fair elections in U.S. history?
I think this, I have to reject the whole premise, because just in the short lifetime, you don't have to be that old to know that in 2000, the Democrats challenged the election. They had every right to challenge it. It went down to 1 county, the Hanging Chads in Broward County in Florida. In 2016, yes, Hillary Clinton conceded the election, but then immediately after that began, what's still going on today, a smear campaign about whether the election results in 16 were legitimate. And so both parties have done this. As a country, if we want to move forward, we have to have elections that both parties agree to.
Governor, let me just push back for a moment, because therein lies the difference. Everyone has a right to challenge the election. Donald Trump challenged the election results. He had a right to do that. And yet Hillary Clinton and Al Gore conceded. Donald Trump has yet to concede. Is that not undemocratic, particularly for someone who's running to be the leader of this country and the free world again?
Donald Trump at the end of his term on January 20th, left the White House. We had a smooth transition, and I think it's fair.
January 6th wasn't exactly a smooth transition.
How does that have anything to do with
I think we have to say that there was a smooth transition, and everybody in both parties is going to challenge elections if they don't think they're fair. And we don't have one election in America. There's over 3,100 counties, and each of those counties sometimes have different rules. And in 2020, of course, with COVID, there was a myriad set of new rules and regulations that we had never seen before. And so, of course, I think going into 2024, I think both parties are going to be very focused on it. And I think this is the idea that this is the threat to democracy. As a governor in North Dakota today, I've been living under what I call the Biden dictatorship because of all the rules and regulations. Now, thank goodness for this Supreme Court. It came out on Friday with the Chevron ruling, because maybe now we can put a stop to agencies actually creating laws that don't come from Congress.
Okay, so what is the Chevron report? I think it's important that we talk about it, and it's on the next slide. But to just finish this off, how gross. Every single one of her talking points and pushbacks that she threw out there were talking points of the Democratic Party. Is Trump going to concede? He never officially conceded in 2020. Well, obviously he fucking left. He's not in the White House, so he did concede. Come on. This is so gross. This is Meet the Press. This is what you get, right? So good job for him pushing back. And he's right about the elections for each county, right? Each county is ran different than the other county. How can you just across the board say we have the most secure elections, for all these counties in the country? You can't. You fucking can't. Anybody who's working election integrity knows better. Okay, so what is the Chevron doctrine, right? Okay, so this was a ruling that came down last Friday from the Supreme Court, which is pretty damn important because, so we have these agencies like the EPA and, but they regulate themselves. And they say that, hey, we're not smart enough to regulate and to be able to write these laws. So we have to allow the industries that we're regulating write the laws for us. And Supreme Court ruled that, that's not going to be a thing. So let's hear about it.
While all you normies are focused on the debate and the election question from last night, something far more consequential just went down today thanks to the Supreme Court. Stick with me. I'm going to explain how a group of fishermen just took down the fourth branch of government and restored the Constitution. Okay, so in 1984, you had a bunch of judges at the time who were what we call judicial activists, meaning that they are not really restrained to interpretations of the law based on the Constitution or originalism or even based on stare decisis, which means precedent that's come before. Instead, they just tend to make up law that best suits them. So in 1984, there was a ruling known as the Chevron doctrine. And in it, the court basically said that when Congress writes a piece of legislation giving unelected bureaucrats and government agencies power to oversee something, if there's ambiguity in that law, the agency, the bureaucrats, the experts, get to basically just decide what their own powers are. Not the courts, not Congress, the unelected bureaucrats. So needless to say, this has coincided with an absolute explosion in rules and regulations over the past several decades. To the point where I would argue Americans are no longer actually living in a representative government for a number of reasons, but predominantly because your elected lawmakers are not the ones really making most of the rules that govern your lives. Instead, it's what we call the fourth branch of government, a bunch of unelected bureaucrats and government agencies. And not only have they been given broad power to just make up powers for themselves because of the Chevron doctrine, it's also made it really hard to check them when they do things that are unconstitutional. Because thanks to the Chevron doctrine, which has been law of the land, if you were to try to challenge some of these rules and regulations and powers that they were giving themselves, the courts were told they had to defer to the agency. But in a case that was decided today, known as the Loper case, a group of fishermen brought a challenge to this law and they won, overturning the Chevron doctrine. This is massive. Everybody in my movement, everybody in libertarian conservative think tank world is freaking out. What this
Okay, so you get the gist of it, basically. This is a law that's been on the books since the 80s, and it allowed industry to pretty much regulate itself, to write the regulations, and a group of everyday fishermen came together, and apparently Chevron doctrine is taken down. Will it help us? I don't know. I think it's too late, right? We're a banana republic. She's like, oh, you don't have a representative democracy. Duh. We are a banana republic. America takes 50% of your entire net worth. You know it. Every time you get a paycheck, you know how much your government's taking from you, but not to fix your schools and not to fix your streets and not to put any money into your community to make sure that we have plenty of bombs and missiles to drop on brown kids in tents in the Middle East. That's what we do. So I don't know. Is that a good thing? I mean, I guess we take the wins where we can get them. I'm glad to see it. But it'll never stop them. It'll never get rid of them. Democrats and racism. When you vote Democrat and refuse to look at what's happening, yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? I mean, I've heard people with that argument that racism was dead till Obama got elected, and I used to think that that was total hogwash. I don't think that's hogwash anymore. I think that the Dems will beat on any kind of virtue signal that they can in order to strum up, sentiment. Tulsi. Okay, so we just saw from one of Trump's front runners for his VP pick, right? But a lot of people think it's Tulsi. Tulsi's been out there doing the rounds. Have you guys seen her? I mean, we've been bringing Tulsi clips all week. And here's another one. Here she is over on Bill Maher, right? Trying to school him. But I don't know. Can she really school him? I guess we'll find out.
I think it's important to look at what's actually happening. That this isn't my opinion versus your opinion and everyone else's opinion or some theory about what may possibly happen. When you look at the weaponization of the Department of Justice, you talk about all the different cases that Trump is facing, but then you can also look at how political opposition and others who disagree with this administration are also being targeted. You look at how we're facing more censorship of free speech now than ever before in my lifetime, whether it's directly or indirectly from this administration. Obviously, COVID was a huge example of this. There are many others that have come forward.
Yeah, there is a lot of that.
And you look at how they tried to remove Trump from over 32 ballots in different states. These are things that should not and cannot be happening in a true democracy, in a democratic republic, and things that we should take note of as the direction that we are headed in this threat that we face.
Trump has said, I'm going to make sure I get even with half this country that's probably going to vote against me. He's going to go after public officials. He's going after commentators. He's going after editorial writers. He's going to go after everybody. And they're basically at stake right now. So it's not going to be a free country.
He's still alive.
He is out there to remove people's rights. That's the real danger. And we don't know where it's going to end. We do not know. Nobody can sit here tonight or this November and say they know where Trump's going to stop.
Or whatever he's going to do. Because he's crazy.
The difference is the erosion of free speech. The targeting of political opponents has actually occurred under the Biden administration. Whereas when you go back and look into the Trump administration, we didn't see this kind of attack on this. The example you use is fundamental right to free speech.
He commits crimes, but Biden doesn't. So gross. So gross. Yeah. Tulsi, who thinks that she's going to be Trump's VP pick? She might pick up a good amount of the demographic for Trump if he did pick her. A woman, for one. A woman of color for 2, a woman with military experience for 3, a woman who's been inside the Democratic Party and still has a lot of the liberal support that came with her under the Bernie Sanders movement. This might be a good ticket for Trump. I'm just saying. I don't know. I know she's been popping her head up a lot lately. I mean, it makes you wonder why. What is she getting ready to run for, right? The other day, like a month ago, I brought it and I was like, what, is Tulsi selling a book? Did she write a book? Why is she out here every day saying this stuff? Because I don't know that she's running for anything. Well, maybe she's been in talks with Trump this whole time. Just my theory. That would be good. Sabby says, breaking news, Uber Lyft to pay Massachusetts drivers $32 minimum wage during rides under a $175 million lawsuit. Holy shit, $32 an hour in Massachusetts. Yeah, but Uber, Lyfts and all that, I mean, ultimately what you can make in a day, right? If you're getting $32 an hour, think about where your cap is. I mean, I don't know if it's worth it. I just don't, I'm glad that somebody's going to get somewhat of a decent wage, but is that even a decent wage anymore? Or is that just the minimum wage now? Pretty much, right? If you were fairly compensated based on the prices of goods, you'd be getting $32 an hour. So I just picked up your order. I'm on the way. Did you guys see this thing where Uber Eats and Lyft is going in and buying alcohol for minors and having it delivered because they're not checking? Because you can get that. It's like bottle delivery. It's like bottle service almost. And here in Washington, some Uber driver went and bought alcohol. Some kids delivered it to some kids. And then they went and they find the store that sold it to the Uber driver. Even though the Uber driver was over 21, showed ID, the store did everything legally to sell that alcohol to that driver. How did they know that that driver was going to go get into his car and then go deliver it to some minors? They didn't. So I think we're going to see a lot of pushback on that rule, and I have a feeling that's going to get changed because that's bullshit. Total bullshit. Me trying to figure out how prices at Taco Bell went up 438.2% over a period of time where inflation only went up 46.4%. Yeah, look at that. I mean, we've talked about this so many times. Taco Bell, what the hell? You're just shooting yourself in the foot. You used to be where college kids and broke people ate. Not anymore. Nobody can afford to eat there. Who's going to spend $30 on 2 Taco Bell tacos, beefy burritos? Not me, man. Let's see. I mean, it's a drag and we're all busy, but there's going to need to be some kind of revolution. Come on. Can we figure it out? I'll organize. I'll make potato salad. Let's do this. I'm ready. I'm more than ready. But who knows what we'll see in the next couple of months. This is what bird flu looks like under a microscope. It looks like money. It does look like money. Crazy how it looks just like money. Doesn't it look just like money? Oh, I don't know. These viruses, they're so crazy, especially when they're created in a lab. You just never know. Okay, so I'm a little worried about this clip, but I'm just going to play it because I think it's an important conversation, and I'm just going to tell you right up front, I have been told that the jab is safe and effective. Okay, here we go.
Hi, my name is Aisha Gökner-Chanal. I was one of the few people in the legal sector who took on the TGA and the rest of the government establishment for government corruption and medical corruption. My question to you is, as a person who is not vaccinated, who did not take a single COVID-19 vaccine, why isn't there a research done 3 years in now comparing the immune systems of those who got the first dose, the second dose, and the third dose, and the aftermath, and the latency periods, in comparison to how the non-vaccinated are faring right now? We have a society that is chronically ill in winter season, and it is not the unvaccinated. Thank you very much.
Robert, why don't we give that one to you?
Australia has among the best immunologists in the world, and we've won 2 Nobel Prizes. We do take that seriously. We do look at the responses to vaccination. We do look at people who have had no exposure to COVID or vaccination, and their immune systems are compared. So you're wrong. And as to being healthy, that's great. I'm really pleased for you. But the people who've had COVID, who haven't been vaccinated, get more severe disease, and they're more likely to get long COVID.
Once the vaccines get rolled out, and now we've had, over 12, 13 billion doses given worldwide, the research doesn't stop. It's not, we got to phase 3, let's roll it out. We've got phase 4 trials, and data is being collected and collected and collected. And if we're going to see really rare side effects, we've had 7 to 10 billion doses to see those, and we haven't heard of anything unusual at this point, but we will keep looking.
In a controlled manner. That's not a test. That's just giving it to everybody.
I disagree with that.
Robert? Can I just say, I totally encourage people who've had a vaccine and they've got an effect, a side effect, to report it. And the TGA will look at it closely and will collate the information and will examine it. It's important. It's important that you notify, and it's important that people follow it up.
Can I say something?
Gigi, go.
So I think that what we're seeing here is a symptom of a modern problem that we have with people who are often making decisions in positions of authority, trying to do the right thing, I think, usually, very separated from kind of the people on the street. And the people on the street are getting their information from sources other than the mainstream news, other than the health head of the department in various states, other than the kind of mainstream peer-reviewed journals. They're getting information from a lot of independent media, from a lot of independent scholars. some of whom are extremely good. And I would very strongly recommend that you guys have a look at non-mainstream sources of information. You may discover something.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever.
I'll
She
speak
just
for both of you.
chastised you for watching independent media, but then in the same fucking breath, she turns to the people on the panel and says, maybe you guys should do some independent research. Like, what the fuck? But you know what I took away from that clip? The Australian people, just like our people, aren't buying this shit. You can lie and you can skew the numbers and you can tell us whatever you want. We know what we're living in real time and we know what we've lived through in real time. And yeah, we're not buying it. But at the end of the day, you're ill-informed by independent media. Another Joe Biden. What is this? If the government is allowed to break the law during emergencies, they'll create emergencies to break the law. Yeah. So this is Biden. This was July of 2021. What a difference 3 years makes. Let's check it out.
Because here's the point. If we do all this, if we do our part, if we do this together, by July the 4th, there's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together in your backyard or in your neighborhood and have a cookout and a barbecue and celebrate Independence Day. That doesn't mean large events with lots of people together, but it does mean small groups will be able to get together. After this long, hard year, that will make this Independence Day something truly special.
COVID had only been out for 5 fucking months at that point because the media didn't talk about it all of January, right? Of 2020. Well, no, it showed up in 2020. That's right. Yeah, whatever. What a lie. Do your part. Do your part. He looks a lot healthier and a hell of a lot more cognitively spry 3 years ago than he does now. Oh, just a little update for Bill Nye the Science Guy. He is one of 8 honorees to earn a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this year in the television category. Seattle's Bill Nye earns a star on the Walk of Fame because he's a scientist. Follow the science. That's why we listen to the scientist, right? I got to stop messing with that. I'm trying to bring my chat back up, but every time I do, I got to move my light so I can see where my chat button is. Okay, there we are. So what do you guys think about this? Let me tell you, Bill Nye is no fucking scientist, guys. He's an actor. He's Seattle's own. Let me tell you, in the 80s, there was a local kind of variety show like what we do here. It was kind of like a mix of what we do with maybe some skits like Saturday Night Live, and he was one of the actors on it. And he did a skit called Bill Nye the Science Guy, where he would take dry ice and show you how it works, that type of things. It was called Almost Live. And for the longest time, it was on right after Saturday Night Live. And then they fired their host. God, what was that guy's name? And they moved it to 6:30 in the evenings. I mean, it went from being edgy and cool and everybody in the Seattle area tuned into it to his name was Rick Schaefer. That's right. Rick Schaefer. They got rid of Rick Schaefer. He was going to go to Hollywood and make it big, which I don't think he ever did. I think he ended up hosting some Nickelodeon show or some shit. And yeah, they ruined the whole entire show. But that's where Bill Nye came from. So to be clear, he is not a scientist. He might have some background in science. He is an actor at the end of the day. Just like Fauci. Fauci's an actor too. We all know it. He's not a very good actor, but hey, brain health compromised by climate change. Fuck, not climate change again. Climate change is going to get you in every way, including your brain. So shifting weather patterns may contribute to the effects of strokes, dementia, neurologic infections. What the hell is a neurologic infection? Is that an infection in your brain? Oh, that's scary. What do you guys think? Be scared. Be very scared. Be so scared that the only issue that matters is climate change. I got to tell you, because that's the way the rest of the world's rolling right now. Sweetie, we have to trust the government. Laugh my ass off, libtard. Yeah, don't trust your government. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so this one, you guys know I have worked on a lot of EMF issues over the last 8 years. Not something that ended up on my plate because I was concerned about radiation that was coming from my cell phone. That issue came to me because I have very good friends that are doctors that work for the government, actually. And they kept going to these continued education seminars. And when you're a clinician, you have to keep doing continued education every year. You know, you got to do so many hours of it. And she came back from a conference over on the East Coast with her mind just blown, like freaking out. Like, you got to understand what is coming off these cell phones. And I'm like, cell phones have been around for 20 years. You know, if it was a problem, don't you think somebody would have said something by now? Don't you think a scientist would have been like, well, you know, time always tells the truth. And that's exactly what we're seeing with how dangerous the cell phone can be. You know, my doctor friends always telling me, use your speakerphone. Do not ever put that thing up to your goddamn head. Never put it up to your head. Never sleep with it. Well, I'm bad. I sleep with my phone. You guys know I always got something going in my ears while I'm sleeping. So check this out. This is a little scary.
This just turned to not funny now. Do you know what happened? I just came back from the doctors and got my results from the hospital and my doctor. Guess what? See this? I'm talking cancer. See that? See that right there and there? It's carcinoma. It's cancer from using a cell phone. This is coming to the stuff. Radio frequency modulated electromagnetic fields, REMFs, increases circumscribed glucose turnover, elevates critical excitability upon motor-evoked potentials. I have hand cancer and brain tumors now. Long-term cell phone use to brain tumor risk. This is nuts. I said, how far do I keep my phone from my head? How long is it in my hands? Do my eyes water? Elevates cortical excitability? I mean, this is what I'm dealing with. Do you guys have any of those symptoms? Is it just me? I don't know.
How sad, and how much sadder is it that our government is in bed with these big telecommunications company like Verizon and AT&T. You're never going to get told the truth. You're never going to know the truth. And I mean, yeah, we can speculate. Okay, so maybe this guy lived under some power lines and that's where it came from. Maybe it didn't come from his phone. But even if it did come from his phone, do you think the government's going to tell you? No, they're not. So just take it upon yourself to be smart and wise. I know Snorky's in the chat today. Snorky, what do you think about this story? Let me know. Send me an email. I know you will. A lot of people seem to think that this... Now I can't not hear Chanda. Did you guys lose my sound? Hold on. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. I look like I got sound. My mic's on. Oh, my mic isn't on. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. No. Where did my mic go? No. Why is my mic gone? I'm working on it, guys. Why would my mic just shut off? Which one's Shanda's sound? Shanda's mic. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. You got me back? Wow, that was weird. Everything disappeared out of my studio. I don't know what just happened, but yeah, Snorky, if you're out there, let me know what you think about this story. If you guys could hear it, sorry about that. I really don't know what got turned off, but it's on now, so I think you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Sound is there, but increase your volume. Okay, Catalytic, thank you. There we go. Is that better? Mic check. 1 2. That is so weird. What happened to my audio? Just disappeared on me. Why am I so low? I've got everything cranked. That is weird. Here, I'll turn it up on the solo. Maybe that'll work. I gotta find the button though. Is that it? Is that it? Phil. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Nope. Come on. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Is that better? It looks like it's better. I can hear it in my ears. So hopefully that helped you guys out. I don't know what happened. That was just weird. I don't know. We got gremlins. What can I say? The government doesn't want me talking about cell phone EMF, so that's all I can come up with at the end of the day. So hopefully I got sound going out. It looks like I do.
You made it worse.
I made it worse. How? Let's see. Okay. Give me a second. All I did was turn my mic back on. See, it's good to have somebody here who's watching. Okay. Is that better? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Hopefully that did it. I think that did it. Did that do it? Let me know. I don't know. We're going to move on, though. I got a lot to go over still, so I think we're okay now. I do think we're okay. But thank you to Fusion for coming back and yelling at me. Right ear, each your left arm is up to the right. What? Loudness is better, but echoey. Echo, echo, echo. Try and can. Okay, so did it stop echoing? Let me know if it stopped echoing, please. I'm getting thumbs down. Yes, limit exposure, 24 hours. Okay, this is what Snorky says.
It's still echoing.
Why would it be echoing? There's nothing else on.
It was fine before. I don't know whoever told you couldn't hear you. They were wrong.
There's nothing that's been turned on, though, so you're on air, so you know.
No.
Yes, you are. No, that's not. I got to have that one on so you guys can hear me. Yeah, my studio got kind of jacked up the other day. Is that better? Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I think that might have been it. Yeah, I think it was an audio channel, but that audio channel's been on the whole time. Hopefully that was better. Hopefully that's better. I don't seem like I'm loud, but maybe I am. Well, that's so weird. I'm right in the middle of a show. My audio's been fine, and then all of a sudden I have no audio. What? This just doesn't make sense.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I know exactly what happened. Oz's split camera that we brought audio in on Thursday night turned itself on. It just seems weird. I don't know. Anyways, moving on. I think we're okay. I think we figured it out. See, I'm learning. The old me would have had to just shut the studio down and be done for the day. Okay, so I want to tell you guys what Snorky said. Snorky says about cell phone exposure. Yes, limit your exposure. 24-hour usage may not be wise, but you can always use a Bluetooth, which is not trying to park to a lower 5 miles. That's not trying to connect to a tower 5 miles away. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, Snorky. And that's what my doctor friends all tell me too. Like, limit your usage. Don't put it up to your head. Yeah, there's ways you can protect yourself for sure. So better, okay, better and perfect. Thank you, Kate. I had multiple sounds on. I don't even know how that happens. So weird. Okay, as you guys can see, I'm having a hot flash too. Fun. Okay, moving on. What is this one? Oh, this is a woman who goes to Turkey and spends $850 and gets every test under the sun that would have cost you $50,000 in America. Check this shit out.
I flew to Turkey to get the most in-depth checkup of my life, and it was the greatest thing
I'm
I've ever done for my health and my bank account. Doing this in the U.S. would have cost me thousands and taken months to line up, but in one day, we're doing it all. Scans, tests, meetings with specialists, and the price of everything is jaw-dropping. I'm here at the fanciest hospital I've ever seen with a list of mysterious ailments to get to the bottom of, so let's go. I was met by Sam, my amazing translator/coordinator for the day. First thing you'll do is get your blood drawn so they can start running tests. You'll also do an EKG, they'll take your blood pressure, height, and weight. And now we're off to radiology for a chest x-ray and an abdominal ultrasound. We also did a thyroid ultrasound and some more tests, and then we went over to nuclear medicine and did a bone density scan. How amazing is that? Next, you'll break for lunch, and they've really taken hospital food to a whole other level here. They actually brought in a popular Turkish restaurant to handle all the meals, and patients can literally order it to be delivered to their rooms. It's unreal. I did a lot of research for this trip and ended up choosing a Memorial Group hospital because they're accredited by the Joint Commission International, and I have never seen a hospital with so many amazing reviews. Now it's time to meet with the internal medicine doctor and go over my test results. I was trying to play it cool, but I was nervous. We went over one by one the 30-plus scans, tests, and cancer markers I was tested for in depth, and I got to ask all my pressing questions about my health. Now time to visit the gynecologist and do a pap smear, and I was like, cut the cameras. After that, ophthalmology. The doctor said, okay, this is how you see now, and this is how the world should look. Turns out I have astigmatism and your girl needs glasses. Then you'll normally go to a dental examination, but I actually just did one, so we skipped it. Now cardiology, so I did a stress test and a chest ultrasound, which may have been my favorite part of the entire day. I got to see my heart beating in my chest. It was incredible. This is why I love health tourism, because I would never be able to afford this level of care in the United States. And this entire full day package only cost $810. Personally,
crap.
I'd rather spend $700 on a flight to Turkey, get dozens of tests there, and take a whole vacation than spend the thousands that this would have cost in the United States.
$810 to go to Turkey and get every diagnostic thing that there is, right? In America, you can't even get that stuff. Like, if you ask for it, you're not getting anything. This is crazy. It's just freaking crazy. It's so crazy to me that my mic looks like it's off now, but you guys say it's on, so I'm going to say it's on, right? Isn't that crazy? Holy crap, $810. And she got to go to the eye doctor, and she could have gone to the dentist, and she went to the gynecologist, and she got all the testing that poor people don't get in the United States, right? If I go in and tell my doctor that my heart's acting up and being weird, he'll be like, oh, it's just anxiety. You don't need no tests. We're not going to do no looking. We'll run your blood work, and if you got some markers for a heart attack, well, then we might take a look at it. But other than that, fuck off. Like, that's American healthcare. That was just shocking to me. And I've always wanted to go to Turkey anyways, so that would be cool, right? I did hear a story about somebody getting robbed. Scott Ritter got robbed in Turkey once. I was like, maybe I don't want to go to Turkey. I want to go see the cats of Istanbul. More fake food. I got one. I got a fake watermelon a couple of weeks ago, and I just got a fake avocado the other day, and it was like rubber. Like, an avocado is supposed to be smushy that you can take the skin off of. No, like, even with a knife, I couldn't get that skin off of it. And then once I did, I could bend it in half. I could bounce it on the floor. I've never seen anything like it. So I got 2 of them. And I put the other one up in the fruit basket. We'll see if it ever ripens. I'm kind of doing an experiment in my kitchen to see. But it's not just fruit anymore. It is meats, too. We've talked a lot about the fake meats that are making their way to the supermarket. But check out these fake fish. Oh, my gosh. This is so gross.
The whole piece of fish. Just gone. Look at that. It's like...
That's exactly how my avocado was.
I've seen enough videos of people posting rubbery watermelon. I can't believe I got one. I got a rubbery watermelon. The texture is so weird. Like, you gotta bend it so far before it will break. This is a really thick cut, so that one was easier. What's going on with the watermelon this season? And with the prices, this is like an $8 watermelon. They're not going to eat it. They won't eat it. They think it tastes, the texture, it's rubber. What makes the watermelon turn rubbery?
Gross. Who wants to eat that? I don't know what is going on with my studio. Like, half of my buttons aren't working now. I'm losing audio channels. It's something in real time. I don't know. We'll figure it out, though. Let's see. Elon's birthday was this week, and a bunch of AI-generated birthday wishes were just gag-worthy, but we're going to go ahead and skip it for time. Did you guys see Target? Yeah, Target is totally on the Baphomet barbecue. You know you want a Baphomet barbecue, so hurry up. Go get your Baphomet barbecue supplies at Target only, and you can get... the Baphomet floaty and the Baphomet barbecue, but don't ever leave out the lawn chairs, right? You got to have the Baphomet lawn chairs. What? Please tell me this is AI generated and it's not real, please. But you never know with Target. Target does some crazy shit, so they are losing money. Losing your money in a divorce and still becoming the richest man in the world, again, proves that we can take 90% of their wealth and they'd still be fine, right? Right? He's still the richest man in the world after his wife took half his money. Oh, so gross. So normalize saying wealth hoarder instead of billionaire. Yeah, wealth hoarders, because that's what they are. They're wealth hoarders. And let's see, what did I hear? I heard that if you take the top 10 wealthiest, okay, so the average pay, if you take everybody in the United States and you average it out, the average pay is $75,000 a year. But if you take the top 10 billionaires of the country out of that, we all drop down to $30,000 a year. Makes sense, huh? McDonald's rotten fries. Aren't fries supposed to be just potatoes, salt, and cooking oil? McDonald's french fries contain a list of toxic ingredients. Yeah, I'm not even going to sit here and read all of them to you because, ew. But, and then the rats go and they eat the poison thinking it's food. Ha yeah, exactly, right? I did have a nice little fluoride one on here, but that's how you kill rats is with fluoride. Did you know that? Yeah. It goes perfect with that meme, but I didn't get it on here, so. Oh, do you guys see there's a hurricane coming? Hurricane Burla, it's Beryl. What kind of name? Beryl. Anyways, it looks like it might be a category 4 when it comes smashing into Cancun in New Mexico, I think is where Mexico is where it's headed. But we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. And then there's another one right behind it. So hurricane season is in full swing. We are at B, so we're right at the beginning of it. And I have a feeling it's going to get bad this year. Not like they can control the weather or anything, right? And I can't believe you think chemtrails are condensation. Yeah, exactly. They are not. They are not. This is interesting. Did you know that Thomas Jefferson might have been a serial killer? Yeah, we've known this for a while. So there is a possibility that Benjamin Franklin, it was Benjamin Franklin, my bad, was a serial killer in 1998. Over 200 years after Franklin's death, his London home was being converted into a museum when workers suddenly stumbled upon the bones of 15 human bodies hidden in the basement floor. Some believed that they were used for medical studies in an underground illegal medical school. So they were... Some say, they were cadavers. Remember, you could, back then they would body snatch you and sell you to some medical school. Yeah, right. Or was he just a straight up serial killer? Was he just like taking randos and, hey, I'm going to do an experiment on you? I don't know. I guess we'll never know. But isn't that interesting that they found 15 bodies in his basement? I mean, I knew this, but I was looking at the Illuminati or the Freemason sign. Of course, he was a Freemason, right? They all were Freemasons at the end of the day. I think we have a little Freemason thing here. What is this? The evil is deep. Let's check it out. Conspiracies. What are you talking about? But that is a little mind-blowing that the Masonic temple sign, the Mason sign, is 2 crosses upside down. And who else sports the upside down cross? Oh, the Baphomet, the Satanists. That's right. They are one and the same at the end of the day. Let's see. Did you know this? Okay, so I brought you a clip last week of Stonehenge being desecrated, right? Somebody sprayed a bunch of orange chalk or some shit on that. Did you see him? There was people out there tackling him and stuff like, no, don't ruin the national monument. Yeah, but you know what? this isn't the actual monument. Did you guys know that? It had been rebuilt in the 50s. I'd always heard that it had been rebuilt, right? Like, oh, well, they picked a bunch of the stones up and put them back in the ground. That's what I figured. No, that's not what happened. Like, they totally fucking made this up. Like, check this video out. Wow. I mean, I knew that it had been reset, right? They kind of just make it sound like, oh, a bunch of stones knocked over and yeah, they put them back in place. But when you actually look at the way some of the concrete is formed on those, there was never even a stone there. They made the stone to put it there. So that's just my conspiracy. And yeah, I don't know if the mud flood, I've looked into all of that and I just don't. I'm sorry, I'm not there yet. But for those of you who are there, please send me links. I will always take a look. They want you to believe that there was a civilization here that got completely flooded by mud, and that's where a lot of these fancy buildings came from. Like, okay, I can buy there was a civilization that got wiped out by a mud flood, but we're using their buildings and then lying about it? I don't know. That's a little far-fetched for me. I don't know about you. The edibles weak as fuck. 2 hours later, woman accidentally joins search party looking for herself. I wish I had edibles that good. Damn. Okay, so this is just an uplifting message for the day. I'm always going to have a Zen message on this slide. So here's our Zen message for today.
Y'all ever see those videos in New York City in like 1912 and everyone's bustling around on the street? And I think, God damn, they were stressed back then too, man. And now look, they're all gone. And I know that's depressing to think about, but it reminds me of a quote from, I think Anne Lorette said it. I heard Pete Holmes say it. Every 100 years, there's all new people, baby. Every 100 years, all new people. The people we're on Earth with right now, this is our crew, okay? In the same way you can't pick your family, but you got to get along with them. We can't pick the people we're on Earth with, but we got to get along, man. In the whole grand scheme of the universe, all the time, all the space, the people on Earth right now, this is a tiny little group, man, and we get to be a part of it, man. I'm in the grocery store, I see a fella, I think, God damn, I'm on Earth at the same time as that guy, man. I see a cool lady, I think, man, we're alive at the same time. Man, that is freaking sick, man. Be kind to your neighbor, man. This is what it's all about. I'm glad I'm on Earth at the same time as y'all. Thank y'all. Keep on rocking.
Aw, I'm glad I'm on Earth at the same time as y'all, right? What an amazing fucking time of history to be alive and to witness. So I just wanted to give you guys that uplifting message this morning. I think I'll be okay, Catalytic, on that song. It was a remix. As long as it's not the original composition and the original voices, normally you can get away with it. But YouTube has really been cracking down. If you guys noticed, my channel got taken down Saturday night for our closer. And yeah, the exit reels, I don't think Oz got to put up the exit reel because they dinged us for Foreigner. Even though it was a cover, you can't be very good. As long as you sound anything like the original artist, they're going to get you. So they're getting worse about that. That was a great message. Just be happy that you are here. You're only here with this group of people for maybe 100 years or less, right? So thank you for being on the planet at the same time as me. Let's see. What do we got here? Because they're all just assets. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, this is welcome to the Week at State. This is the State Department.
Welcome to the Week at State. This week, the department launched a new partnership with YouTube that will send American musicians overseas to connect with local audiences and spread peace and democracy. Our new global music ambassadors, including Chuck D and Lainey Wilson, joined Secretary Blinken at the launch. Also this week, the Secretary released the 2024 Trafficking in Persons Report, which assesses global efforts to combat human trafficking. We recognize 10 global heroes leading the fight against human trafficking.
Each hero
because Blinken's a hero.
Unique approach to tackling this challenge, but their efforts, like those of our government, are rooted in a shared belief in the fundamental rights and freedoms of all people.
Finally, champions of LGBTQI plus equality around the world joined Secretary Blinken for a Pride Month celebration to highlight our efforts to protect and promote the human rights of LGBTQI plus persons.
Last night, I had the great pleasure of attending a Pride picnic on the south lawn of the White House. I thought about how much it meant to me personally, as a member of this community, and to everyone who was there, that it happened. Every LGBTQI plus person everywhere should be respected and valued by their family, their community, and their government.
That's all for now. See you next week.
That's all for now. At the end of the day, all of those musicians that are doing the bidding of YouTube abroad, you're just assets. You're just assets that aren't getting paid to be assets. At the end of the day, all of Hollywood, whether it be the music industry or it be Hollywood, are fucking CIA assets. What part of this have we not figured out yet? Not shocked by it. I think we got a couple of more Democratic assets coming up. Oh, Taji. Yes, this broke this morning. We've got Kamala Harris and Taji having a conversation about what we, the little people of the world, need to do so that we can support them.
No, Taraji. Now, you know I wouldn't do that, especially not to a fellow bison. The real HU?
Bison?
You know.
Really?
So what's on your mind?
Bison?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. Our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing? Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right, Taraji. There is so much at stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they're not like us. They not. There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms. The freedom to vote. Yep. The freedom to love who you love. The freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom for a woman to make decisions about her own body, not having her government tell her what to do.
Oh, that was so gross. So gross. Do we expect anything else from shitlib Hollywood? Hell no. I'm just surprised that they haven't had one of these same ones put out with Biden and Lady Gaga, right? I mean, because Lady Gaga is one hell of an asset. So thank you, Oz, for dropping this. This is Taraji Hendrickson featured Fears for Biden, Project 2025 at the BET Awards. Of course they had to roll something out on the BET. Let's hear.
Time for us to play chess, not checkers. It's about making decisions that will affect us as human beings, our careers, our next generations to come. Did you know that it is now a crime to be homeless? Pay attention.
Made everybody homeless?
It's not a secret. Look it up. They are attacking our most vulnerable citizens. The Project 2025 plan is not a game. Look it up.
Oh my gosh, look it up. Yeah, but don't say anything about Governor Newsom, who hasn't done shit to alleviate homelessness in California. Just yell about how they're going to make it illegal. Yeah, we don't want it to be illegal for people to be homeless because when they have nowhere to sleep, right? Just gross. No side is supporting you. No side is fighting for you. Nobody gives a shit about the everyday working people of this country but us. And when we finally figure that out and we come together and stop playing the fucking divisive bullshit game that they've been wanting us and making us play for years, we're going to be dangerous to them. So figure it out. No political affiliation. Let's organize on issues and matters like, a living wage, affordable housing, healthcare, just the things that the everyday working class need, because the upper class already has all those things, right? They don't give two shits about it. Meme Alley. We finally made it to Meme Alley. Let's see what we got. Let's get this party started. How people who can still afford fast food look at the rest of us. Don't eat that poison. But yes, those who can afford that poison, they do look down upon us now, right? Woke journalists on their way to another climate conference. Oh, right? Because they're just as bad as the billionaires and millionaires that are telling me that I need to give up my car and quit driving and only wash my jeans once a month. Did you see this report from the WEF, the WEF? That, yeah, you need to wash your jeans once a month because you're killing the planet. Oh, but did you guys see Klaus got accused of inappropriate sexual conduct during the WEF? Yes, just today it broke that he has been saying and doing some pretty creepy shit. Are we surprised? This makes me think that picture we saw with him all dressed in, what the hell was he wearing? And he had a sock on his junk. I think that might be real after hearing what we heard today. Can you imagine getting sexually advanced by Klaus Schwab of all people? That's a nightmare. That's a freaking nightmare. So once I get the details on that story, I'll bring it to you. But it was just breaking as I went live. So that's hilarious. We didn't have Uber Eats or DoorDash in the 80s or 90s. We had the Schwann's truck. Oh, so true, right? I loved the Schwann's cordon bleu balls. They were super good. Too expensive for me now. Our hamburger costs $22.50 without a side. Oh my gosh, I've ate at this place. Or one similar, or are they all like that? I think that maybe is the point. They're all like that at the end of the day. And the metal stools. Stop with the metal stools. They're not comfortable. We don't like them. But who can afford to go eat a $22 frickin' burger? You know, a new place just opened up close to me, and I'm going to tell you it's probably owned by some Republicans just because the prices are amazing. That's the only thing I can come up with. And let's see. I'm pretty sure 40 years of civics class taught by football coaches is what's got us here. Yeah, that could be. What is it with that? They didn't even have civics anymore by the time, in the late 80s, early 90s. There was no civics. That's not a class, please. Never was. And me watching the debates, they can both go fuck themselves. Yeah. This is Bob. Bob doesn't play into the left versus right paradigm because Bob knows both wings are attached to the same bird. Be like Bob and think critically. Oh, yes, we do. I know, we do. We have a very critical thinking team here. The face you make when the human you just abducted really enjoys being probed. Come on. That's funny. They scream more. And this is about how long I can tolerate most people. Yeah, you guys know that gum didn't last more than about 30 seconds. And I miss the old days when logic and facts were more important than feelings and delusions. Aw, I do too. And come to Chicago for the food. Stay because you got murdered. Oh my God, Kit, that's a joke. Kit, that's a joke. Nobody murdered you, I promise. I hope. Anyways, it's a joke. I've actually stayed right down there on the water right there in Chicago. Very nice. I stayed at the Hilton once. Let's see. AirPods now with convenient and concealable subwoofer. What? Oh, it's a butt plug. Oz, I get it. I'm like, where the hell did this come from? Yeah, okay. You get some bass. In that butt for sure. That's funny. He died of natural causes. You pushed him off a roof. Gravity is a natural cause. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. And let's see. We will make a better world for our children. Fuck you, entitled brats. Yeah, that's what the boomers did us. The boomers did us that way, right? Their parents took care of them, and their parents took care of the silent generation. Nope. Boomers, fuck off. You're on your own. Do you remember before the internet that people thought the cause of stupidity was a lack of access to information? Yeah, it wasn't. Obviously. We figured that out over the last 10 years. Let's see. Are you okay? No, there are at least 5 national global events that break my heart each week, and it's only getting worse. Simple tasks are overwhelming. Existing feels like a chore. There's so much uncertainty in present and in the future. I'm barely keeping it all together. Yes. And that is the reality for so many of us, right? And then you just look at what's happening in the world. It makes it even worse. When are we going to catch a break? That's what I want to know. When are we going to catch a break? This is cold. Let's see. This guy had checks of him and his new wife printed, so when he wrote his alimony check to his wife, she could see him. That's fucking hilarious. New Yorkers waking up in their $50,000 studio apartment. Yeah, Harry Potter living under the stairs, for sure. Have you seen some of those apartments in New York? Like, they're insane. Like, you're paying $5,000 and it's a hallway. Like, you're in a hallway. Very sad, the state of housing in our country right now. And let's see. Oh, we got a He-Man. Remember, kids, you shop local and still corporate. Until next time. Absolutely. Elmo testified about his years at Sesame Street where he was passed around and fisted by the cast members. Oh, that's bad. Get it? Because he's a puppet. He got fisted by the cast members. Ah, come on. You guys get it. It's too funny. And before you message my man, just know this is what he looks like without his clothes on. And I like to fight. That's too funny. You remember the episode where Hank had no ass and he had to get these fake ass cheeks so he could ride the lawnmower? Yeah. That's too funny. Too funny. Cute. And Snowden, you're not patriotic just because you back whoever is in power today. You're not patriotic because you back their politics. You're patriotic when you work to improve the lives of the people in your country, in your community, and in your family and those around you. Absolutely. And I'm finding it impossible to get any alone time lately. Have you tried a Joe Biden rally? If you're looking for alone time and quiet time, definitely check out a Joe Biden rally. I think you'll get some quiet there. You'll definitely hear the crickets in his head. And let's see, we got the pet meme. 4 years ago, I lived in a bush and hunted for my meals. Now I have 2 passive incomes, my own house, and a personal chef. Follow me for more financial advice. Aw, Kitty, you got it worked out. Good job. For sure. And gardening. Let's see. Buy a few bags of pet food for a shelter instead of fireworks. Makes a difference instead of making noise. Yeah, that's a good one. Hope you have a fun trailer park weekend. When the fun is over, pick your shit up and take it with you. Yes, we got 4th of July here in 3 days. So celebrate, do what you need to do. But make sure you clean up. Those are especially around the water. We always do fireworks around the water. Think about the fish that are eating those duds and, the garbage that gets thrown into the water. So just pick it up. It's really easy. And you could go out in the morning and do it. That's what I would always do. I would go out and sweep everything up in the morning, right? When you could see everything. So I hope everybody has a fun 4th of July weekend, but be safe. Be safe. No blowing your hands up. And let's see. Don't worry about how many plants I have. Worry about yourself. And me strolling right through my messy house straight to my garden. Yes, that is true. My garden's doing great. I got to tell you, my girlfriend brought me over some diatomaceous earth a couple of weeks ago, and it totally saved it. The sunflower circle is working. I can't wait till it gets taller and it blooms and I can get pictures for you guys, but I literally built a sunflower circle. So I will have a room that I can walk into that's going to be nothing but sunflowers above. And then I got a beautiful sunflower gifted to me the other day. So I'm super excited for that. I think I got 4 different types of sunflowers this year. So I will get a trailer park update for you guys soon. You guys know life's been kicking my butt lately. So I will get you a picture. I did more plants this year, did more, fruits and vegetables versus flowers. And I don't have to give you guys the Belmore address. This is the first time in years. I'm super excited. Julian made it home, and I see a lot of people talking shit. I see, let him have some time at home with his kids. I have a feeling he'll eventually come forward with some kind of statement, I don't think that maybe he will be a recluse. Who knows? If he is, he's fucking deserves it. He's earned it. Leave him the fuck alone is the way I say. But in the meantime, we have other political prisoners out there that need our support. So let's start with McBride. And, of course, I brought you guys his McBride's address. And there it is, David McBride, PIN. Let's see. This is, of course, in BC. And there you go. I think he's locked up in Australia, right? I'm pretty sure he's in Australia. But he's not the only one, right? So in this spot now, once I get a chance to do a little bit more research, we're going to be featuring political prisoners that could use our help. And right now, you guys know I've been featuring Leonard Peltier on the deck for a couple of months now. He did have a parole hearing. He has been... he's an activist, Native American activist who has been locked up for decades. He's in his 80s, I want to say. And we're waiting for the parole board to make their ruling, and they said they would do it in like 6 weeks, right? So from the 10th till the 6th. So, but anyways, you can contact them. Contact the U.S. Parole Commission by email or by phone, and you can take a screenshot of that, and it even gives you the script of what to say. And yeah, free Leonard Peltier. Come on, let him go home. Let him go home. It works so good for Assange, right? And Joey's Coffee. If you want some Joey's Coffee, reach out to Oz or I, and yeah, we'll get you an order in. I'll tell you what, even if you don't drink coffee, get the dandelion tea. Oh my gosh, dandelion tea. If you don't know, dandelion tea will turn you around. I was so sick yesterday morning. My stomach hurt. I just didn't feel good. I went and got me a cup of Joey's dandelion tea, and I swear it turns me around every time. I'm not even kidding. I'm not making that up. This is true. And that's my favorite sun meme. And let's see. I hate Mondays. Yeah, I do hate Mondays. And this show has been kind of a Monday for sure. Losing my audio in the middle of the show? That was weird. Like, what? I know it was Verizon. Oh, I still have my mastermind on here. Let's see. Does it actually play? I hope it'll play. That's a great reface that Mastermind made me. Thank you so much, Mastermind. I love that one. That's probably the best sun I'm going to get all summer because I live in a cold Northwest. And shout out to INN. Make sure you're following INN, Indie Media. And I think we are almost out of here. If you want to help me out, there is my PayPal. You guys know it is the beginning of the month, the end of the month. Always kicks my ass at the trailer park. And now that I have lost 4 income sources in the last 6 months. And that doesn't include how much my donation sources have dwindled under this inflation. And I know I'm not the only one. I see other channels talking about it. I see other channels, like help. Yeah, we always need help. But here's the thing. I can't rely on this any longer. I did rely on it during COVID for the last, 3.5 years. So I am out actively looking for a job. And I don't know what my schedule for Trailer Park Pundit is going to look like in the future. I'm going to do my best to try to keep Monday mornings where they are. But, the man gets the ultimate say over what days I got to work. So sadly, I got to go back into the job force. I didn't want to, but I'm going to have to. So if you want to help me out, there is the donation link. And if you want to help my GoFundMe out, let me get the GoFundMe link. What did I do with it? Share, copy link. Yeah, I want to drop this link for you guys. Even if you already donated or you can't donate, do me a favor and share it because I could really use some help. And I appreciate it. So there is that one. Let's see. Where's the Rokfin? Hey, Rokfin, what's up? I see you. Paste. Oh, thank you. Aw, Restream bot, you're so sweet. It posted it for me. Anyways, I think we are out of here. I got to go get some groceries, which you know what that means. I got to walk to go get groceries. It's never fun. I'm telling you, my life is kicking my ass harder than it's kicked my life as an entire adult. My car is broke down. My financial situation's changed. Like all of a sudden I find myself like I did in my 20s, but I'm not 20 anymore. So it's not as easy as it used to be. And it sucks. But what else can you do? You just suck it up and get through it. Let me get the chat in here real fast and we'll say goodbye. Where did the chat go? Oh, there. I'll tell you what, I got some gremlins today, man. Pop out chat. Okay. Oh, why is the restream taking over? That's weird. Jilly, thank you so much for joining me. Of course, Kate's hanging out with DC and Catalytic Centaur. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Mouse SF, good to see you. Gray Walker joins third party. I'm definitely voting third party this time around. Red Angel, you made it to alive. Good to see you. Desert Mantis, thanks so much for joining me. And let's see, who else? Heard the Duke of Great Lakes, welcome. If there's a couple of you sitting without wrenches, I promise I will get you next time. Mariah's mama, good to see you. You guys know I don't have my glasses. Wesley, good to see you, Wesley. How's it going? Grape and Tine, of course, was hanging out today. And Kate, I already got Kate. Salty was here. And then Dingle ate me baby. Thank you guys so much. And Mastermind, of course, Mastermind. And let's check the Rokfin real fast. What's going over on the Rokfin? I gotta find it. Oh my gosh, too many layers today. Jim and Anna Maris, thank you guys so much for hanging out over there. Oh, Anna Maris with a super ray says, sharing the love, head into Colorado for the carnival. You're going to the Third Eye Carnival? Is that what it is? Something like that. It's AM Wake Up, Slow News Day. I think it's the Independent Review that's putting it on. Well, I hope you have fun. Definitely get pictures. Definitely send us stuff. Let me know how it goes and how it is. Have never been so shocked by the rental car prices. Holy crap, $500 for 3 days. It's getting crazy, y'all. It is getting crazy, y'all. Anna, I hope you have a blast. I really wanted to go, but Colorado is beautiful. If you've never been before, holy crap, it's one of my favorite states in the whole union. So have a blast and give our best to the Slow News guys over there because we love the AM Wake Up, man. Those guys are hilarious. They keep me cracking up in the morning. Okay, so we're going out with the cover of Devo, The Girl You Want. You know it. And I will see you guys definitely, I don't know. I think I'm going to do a Beauty in the Trailer Park for Saturday night and give Oz the weekend off because it is supposed to be 95 degrees in the interior and I live out more on the coast, so it's not going to be as hot for me. So I think Oz is going to take Saturday off, and I'm going to come in and do a solo show for y'all. We'll come hang out Saturday night for Beauty and the Boomer, and then things are kind of up in the air after that. But you know that I am dedicated to you guys. I will tell you that. Your encouragement, your support has driven me all of these years. And just because I'm not financially making it doesn't mean I'm going to turn my back on what I'm doing. I feel an obligation to every single person who's ever supported anything I do, whether it be a $2 super chat or a $1,000 donation. Like, I'm committed. So we will work it out. The schedule might change a little, but I'm going to do my best to be back here every Monday morning because I know you guys love the Monday morning spot. And I might be doing some shows maybe, in the afternoons, further down the road. So, okay, I think we're out of here. I'm going to tear the studio apart and figure out what the hell happened with my sound earlier. But thanks for hanging in there with me. I hope you guys have a great holiday week. Enjoy your 4th of July. Be safe. No drinking, driving, no blowing yourself up with M80s. Come on, the American things to do on 4th of July. And I'll see you guys Saturday night. Let's see, can I? Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, now we're grooving.
Yeah. This is called
Girl You Want.
Girl You Want.
She's singing